Round two. Fight.
Round two, we're back. Okay, so invite up to 10 guests. Yeah, guys, bear with us. We're back.
Yeah, we're here we go again. So let's try to recoup some of that time lost.
Yeah. So yeah, back to Cuba. I mean, I loved Cuba, and I remember going with these guys, and again, small town guys that were there. And I remember one of the guys who had clearly never gone anywhere hot.
Yep.
He goes, wow, look at the size of that lake. I'm like, that's the ocean. He's like, bullshit. I can see. He goes, bullshit. I can see the other side. I go, that's Miami.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at the other side, but that's Miami, dude. This is not a lake.
I guess technically you could say it's the Gulf.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's bigger than a lake, though.
It's bigger than a lake. And what was interesting is we were there and we drank the place dry of Bailey's.
Of Bailey's. They
of
actually
all
had
things.
Bailey's.
Mm-hmm. So they had Bailey's, and we were again Canadian, so their coffee was phenomenal.
Of course.
And we'd get every morning.
It's all they've got.
Right. So every morning we'd get Tasha's saying we're not live anymore. Back on.
We're back. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we had a technical
round two. Here we go.
Yeah. So anyway, we would get these, we called them Timmies, and they were double shot of espresso and about 6 or 8 ounces of Bailey's on ice. And we would drink a few of these in the morning.
6 or 8 ounces of
it was
Bailey's,
it was a tall glass with ice, and we drank the place dry of Bailey's. And I remember we're sitting there and we kept on ordering, and they go, "Hey, Mr. Quentin, you want a Timmy's?" I'm like, yeah. So we're sitting there and
they get a double.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, double. And we hear someone from the crowd. They're like, "Quentin." I'm like, "Oh my God." And who was it? It was Rhonda and her husband that had the Tims. They're like, "What the hell are you guys drinking?" I go, "We're drinking Timmy's." And
that's great.
Yeah, eventually the resort was sold out of Bailey's, and that's the last thing you're going to want to drink on a hot vacation because it is not refreshing.
No, not at all.
And we went through a pile of it.
Hey, that's great though. That's perfect.
And you're pretty much greased before breakfast happens.
That's how you're supposed to be. You know, like when it comes down there, you've probably noticed alcohol hits you different down there.
Well, you have no inhibitions because you have nowhere to be. So You're just drinking, and you're not hammered. Like I don't remember you being loaded at a resort, but there must be something happening because you don't stop the drinking. You're just
always drinking. You're always just kind of present still. So again, you did a pretty good job. Like you picked a resort to ruin all the other resorts. You know, you set the bar pretty high, right?
It was called the Paradisus Veradero, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I do remember getting hey Pebbles, Jay was away and life was happening, and we're getting back into our groove here.
That's like freaking Fridays, like. What was it? 2 weeks ago, it was my daughter had her performance. And then last week, my son went and got married.
Yeah, congratulations. You're a father-in-law.
I am one step closer to being a grandparent, right?
You are? Oh, you are.
Right? So if you want something that's expensive nowadays, go to Vegas.
It's not cheap. It used to be the cheapest place to go because it would have been you could fly down there for like $85, and then the hotels are about $55 a night.
Yeah.
And they assumed you're going to spend all your money at the casino.
So it cost for us to get down there when I bought the tickets. The flights and hotels was $1,000. That was 3 nights. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm like, that's pretty good. But then you got to pick your seats, right? I was with my wife, so probably. My wife wouldn't like it. So it was $200, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's $200, not a big deal. When we get down there, we're checking in. And they're like, there's a resort fees of $50 per night American.
Of course it is.
Like, yeah, of course there is, right? Next day, we're like, we need some breakfast. Let's make some coffee. They don't give you coffee machines in those rooms anymore down there, right?
Really?
They don't give you coffee machines. So
here's my thing about coffee machines and hotels, and I will die on this sword, or on this hill. I hate the idea of using a coffee machine in a hotel because guaranteed that son of a bitch has not been cleaned ever.
ever.
Right. I'll go walk down and grab a coffee.
Okay, but that's what we did. Okay, we walked into this place. We're at the Paris Hotel. Walk into this restaurant, and my wife's in line. I'm looking, I'm squinting because I can't read the writing because it's American, right? Americans write different. And I looked at her. I was like, "Nope, we're leaving here." She's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm not spending $10 American on an Americano."
Come on, you spent $200 to sit next to your wife.
I was like, holy jeez. So we went over to Starbucks. Okay. So we had, those egg white bites that they have there? Have you seen those? Yeah. So we're like, okay, this will be safe to eat, low carb, so you don't wreck your gut. So she had 2 and I had 2, like one order each. Okay. And she had a latte and I had an Americano. How much was it?
I'm going to guess it was more than the $10 for each Americano. So you probably spent $25 on that.
It was in total $45 American.
Son of a bitch. You know what? Here's the thing. For that price, I remember going for breakfast in Vegas to the, they're all tall buildings, but it was, I shit you not, chicken and waffles.
Yes, so good.
And it was, the chicken was stabbed through the waffles with this big knife. And it was just a pile of regret. And I bet you it was like $30.
It was delicious though, right?
Oh God, I could just hear myself getting fatter.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hear the cholesterol going up by the drop.
Chicken and waffles is a breakfast in the States, and I don't understand that.
And yet, when you have it, you go, "Okay, that was worth it. That was
I get it.
I get it now.
I get it.
It's really good.
I get it. I also know why there's a lot of electric scooters going through Walmart. Right?
We know why there's so many coronaries down in that country, right?
Yeah, and heart surgery is not free.
Like, Jesus you buy 3, you get a free heart attack, so it's no problem, right?
After your second bypass, you get a new kidney.
Yeah. So they're building a new hotel down there. Okay.
Of course they are.
It's a Hard Rock Cafe. Okay.
Is that because they tore down the Mirage?
They tore down the Mirage is still there. No, you're right. It is gone. Treasure Island. I was thinking Mirage is gone. Okay, and they're building this new hotel, and we're looking at it. It's like round almost. We're like, what the hell are they doing, right? So we asked a few people, and we said, like, what's that? What is that? Okay, and apparently it's going to be the tallest hotel. Sorry, I lost you there. They're building the tallest hotel on the strip right now. Okay, it's a Hard Rock Cafe. It is a fucking guitar.
Of course it is.
So what we saw, the round part was just the body of the guitar.
Okay, that's cool.
It's like, that's really cool, actually.
Vegas is the place where cool things happen, and I remember one of the best experiences we had. Like Kelsey and I, we went there with Jeff and Greg,
right,
a few years back, and we did the Saw escape room.
Oh, I did see that. Or maybe it was there's a ton of them down there. So,
but this thing, you go there, and first of all, here's the address. It's in the industrial part of Vegas.
Right.
Now, this thing is licensed by Lionsgate, so it's a legit Saw. You feel like you're in the movie. It's got everything, right? Yeah. You're going through this, and it's the same traps and all this shit.
Yeah.
And you show up, and there's a security guard. It's a gate. It's a fenced in. It's an old meatpacking plant.
Oh no, that'd be great.
Right. So you go there, and it's a security guard, and there's this black dude named Shady, and he's your security guard. He goes, "You guys are here?
Was he a slim guy?"
Right. But he goes, "You guys are here for the tour?" I'm like, "The tour?" So he's an actor, clearly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he takes you in, and suddenly you're in the middle of this thing, and you have there's one of the rooms, and you have to get through a panel of a bunch of these rooms to get out.
Right.
And they are not easy. And you're in a group, and now I'm wondering, is everybody with us an actor as well?
Oh, you never know, eh?
Because they're strangers. And turns out one guy is.
Okay.
Which is great. But talk about a cool experience. But there's one where you have to lock the person in the furnace.
Okay.
And for the black light to turn on inside for them to see clues to get out.
Oh,
it's creepy as shit. It's legit. Everything is Saw. Everything is that industrial, and everything is perfect.
Oh, that's good. It's good. Yeah.
But no, it's I love Vegas. It's cool, but I can only do it so many times.
But there's a lot to do there, and I will completely say the gambling is. It wasn't as busy when I've been down there historically. There was a lot of empty seats in the slots, right? but the cost of food has like there's no more buffets
No,
anywhere, right?
no.
And I was looking at the menu of this one Chinese restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all you
Gotta
got?
get it going.
That's all you
That's
got?
all.
Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
just. I love that you're
Yeah.
keeping it real.
Supporting my family. So it was
Do you get a
Cantonese actually. So it was
do you get
Cantonese.
do you get a
Uh,
discount?
oh God, I wish. So there was this one. You know what abalone is?
Sounds too fancy for me to know.
What it is? It's a type of seafood. Okay, and it's quite good. It's quite expensive. Okay, so I'm looking at it, going, oh hey, well that'd be really good. $475 for the plate for the dish.
Does that include the fishing trip to get the fish?
Holy jeez. It's
Jesus Christ.
it's one of those things where you get hedge fund boys just putting in their expense fund, right?
Well, here's the funny thing. Vegas is expensive no matter what. And I
Yeah.
remember actually, if I could take Kelsey anywhere that
Yeah.
I've been, I'd take her to Manhattan because that was probably the coolest thing I'd ever done.
Oh yeah. I
And
imagine it's not cheap either though.
it is if you get off the main drag. Like
Right.
I remember going there and like if you wanted to buy a cookie next in Times Square, the thing was like $10. But if
Yeah.
you went literally 2 blocks off of Times Square,
Yep.
I remember going to this Mexican restaurant and it was appetizers, it was drinks, it was full meal, dessert, and the bill for 2 of us was like $80.
That's okay.
Yeah, you just have to not be right on the strip.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
remember we had a buddy who was down there and he's from Dauphin originally. He lives in Africa and he happened to be in New York the same day we were.
Right.
And we did Dauphin Premix, which is where you buy a bottle of rum.
Right.
Everybody buys a bottle of Diet Coke.
So
You guzzle a bunch of it.
You said he was in Africa?
He lives in Africa. Yeah.
Okay, so that's like Coming to America, literally the movie.
Well, he's from Dauphin, so he's
Yeah,
not
but
exactly.
still, it's still kind of Coming to America.
Yeah. But anyway, we met him in Greenwich Village, and we got Dauphin premixes, which we again bottle of rum, and you drink half the Coke back, and then you fill it up with rum you water. Getting greased, going and buying like fake Rolex and shit in Chinatown. And I remember taking the subway at like 3 a.m. with a hockey bag full of like shoes and shit.
Yeah.
And felt safe as I could be.
Yeah.
Never a problem.
Yeah.
So anybody thinks New York is dangerous, it's fine. And it's a blast. And it's going to Broadway, did Letterman, because I have one bucket list item, and it's dumb, but the one bucket list item I have is to go and sit at a taping of Saturday Night Live.
That's fair.
One.
So how hard is it to get into Saturday Night Live?
I don't know. They're all free, first of all. So like Letterman, you just email them and say, we're going to be in New York. Can we get free tickets? And they say yes. And they tape that at like 2 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
And
really?
SNL,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Late night shows are done in the afternoon. So then they
Why
email
is
you
that
back.
It's not right.
Saturday Night Live is live though.
Well, that makes sense. It's in the name.
Mm-hmm. But these talk shows, they're done in the afternoon. And then they air them that night.
It's too bad. But I guess they got to edit it just in case, right?
They do. But no, I think that I think New York would be a good place to go. So let's we've gone through the travel thing, and I was watching this video popped up on my feed a while ago, and they're talking about Idiocracy.
Right. The movie?
The movie.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it. This came out in 1996.
Is it?
Or was it 1996?
Was it that? No, it can't be that long ago. No way.
2006? Can't be.
It's got to be 2006 because
it's 20 years old. Yeah,
Crocs
it's 20 years. Right. Sorry, it's 20 years old. It came out in 06. My mistake. And do you know how the Crocs ended up there?
Well, I saw that, like, was it they wanted something that they didn't believe anybody would ever wear or something like that?
What they had was no budget, first of all.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was this startup company, and the costumer saw these things, and there were these rubber shoes.
Yeah.
And they were the dumbest looking things. She goes, there's no way anybody's going to buy these fucking things. And then that's how Crocs became.
Oh,
and here's the crazy thing about Idiocracy.
That's a self-fulfilling prophecy there.
It was, but the idea was no one's going to wear this shit. And then 20 years laar, everybody owns a pair of Crocs.
Everyone owns a pair. Do you own Crocs?
I'm wearing them right now.
Are you serious?
I wear them in my shop all the time.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Why?
Because I can just throw them on and they're rubber. And
but are they good? Are they good?
Yeah, they're comfortable.
No, are they good?
Yeah. They're Crocs. Like they're not. I wouldn't go out with him. Like, trust me, if I leave
Go
the
like
house
to a chamber function or something like that, or let's get into politics. Say,
here's the thing: for as many functions as I attend, I would be the guy that would show up in Crocs to say I'm the guy that showed up in Crocs. So
Jesus,
piss off.
can you imagine running for politics or something and you show up in Crocs?
Hey, I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, you know,
if I showed
represent.
up here's the thing: if I showed up at a chamber function or one of these hoity-toity things where it's the echo chamber of life, would you be surprised if I came in Crocs? And would anybody really flinch at that if I showed up in Crocs?
Probably not. People would be like, nice.
I get it. It's Quentin. He doesn't give a shit. No,
see, like, if I showed up in Crocs, people would be like, what's wrong with you? Because I don't have Crocs. I don't own Crocs. I've never owned Crocs.
Do you have the wooden sandals?
I'm not Dutch.
No. The Chinese wooden sandals with like the little things at the bottom.
Oh, those are Japanese.
See, this is where I get lost all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
God.
Okay. It happens.
I saw a video. I was gonna send it to you, then I thought I better not. It was this guy that had, like, I'm telling you, the skinniest little eyes. And they're like Chinese people call that guy Chinese. It was like the Chinesiest Chinese guy ever. It was, I gotta find it again because I swear to Christ, I cracked up and I'm like, it's like his eyes were closed, but they were open. And the comments were like, Chinese guys call that guy Asian. Like, it was,
did I send you the one about the lady commenting on the Ford F-150 that was on fire?
I have to look. If you did, I didn't see.
Hold on, I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Okay.
So
you got to put this on because it is good. It is really good. Okay.
Tell me you're sending it on Facebook so I can
send it on Facebook.
So
I send it to myself. That's actually more of a pain in the ass than me sending it to you. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, it should pop up there, and you can play that one now.
I'm not going to get flagged by the.
I don't think there's a copyright. I'm offended.
Everybody's offended. You know what? Offended means nothing.
You know what happens when you get offended? Nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing that happens when you're offended. Okay. Oh, God.
Here we go.
The content may be inappropriate.
Yep. No, it's really good.
Oh, this is Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Can you share that?
I don't know. I'm trying.
Try harder.
I'm trying harder. You could. Okay. No, it's a. Okay, where the hell is it? You sent me something.
Let's see if I can find it. I'll try to find out reels here.
Jesus.
Where is it?
You sent it to me through Instagram?
Yeah.
No, you sent it to me on Facebook because it's not showing up on my Instagram.
I sent it to you on Facebook. Oh, yeah, sorry. I sent it to you on Facebook.
This is confusing.
It's like
frustrating. Okay, hang on. Is there sound? Yes, there is. Okay, let's share this thing.
Okay.
God dang it, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yes, I'm going to get you in trouble. It's worth it.
Okay. Is that it?
Hold on. That's it. Yep.
Oh, that's why you don't buy the Ford. You can't out there. That's a bad fucking day for them. And I just got the Toyota, thank God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's why you don't fucking buy Ford, people. That's why you don't buy the Ford. You can't out there. That's a bad fucking day for them.
She's not even Chinese. Okay, I get that. I dig it. She's quite not Chinese.
She's most Chinese white chick I've ever seen. They should redo white chicks with a couple Chinese guys.
That would be God, can you imagine? Oh. Hey, you know what? Tropic Thunder hasn't gotten in trouble yet.
No, why have they not done a remake
of Tropic Thunder?
Yeah,
because they burned the studio. Hollywood get burned to the ground.
I'm offended.
Steve is. We're gonna say hi to Steve. Steve, again, my condolences. He lost his mother recently. Super great guy. Him and I met through TikTok. He is killing it on Facebook right now. I see him all the time. He's the, things you might remember was his original. And Steve, you're just going by your name as your handle now. But tell you what, the shit that you forgot about that he reminds you of from your childhood, he is the king of it. And I am so proud of Steve because we talked for the last couple of years, and I mean, he has blown up his Facebook, his YouTube, his TikTok, and that was him just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. Cheers to Steve. Everybody follow Steve Cousins, and we should have Steve on here, actually. Steve,
if you're down right now. Get him on right now.
Can we do that?
I don't know.
Hey, Steve, are you available? You want to hop on? Let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I can. Usually we have to set this up earlier.
Where's he from? Ontario, eh?
Yeah. Great guy. Steve, I've got your email, right? Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can do this. Steve, are you up for hopping on? Okay, Northern Nostalgia. Okay, hang on a second, dude. Let's see if I can make this happen. This is good because if I have to make a quick call, then we can. Steve is the shit, man. Love the guy.
Next time, eh?
No, we're going.
He says not as peasy.
Steve, I just sent you something on Messenger. If you can find. Oh, next time okay, next time we'll do it. Not at your PC. Okay, we're gonna do it, and we need to get Steve on because he's and you know what? You talk about a guy with a heart of gold, man. He has been consistent with this. He's the guy. If you, then you know what? Let's set it up for next week. We'll all do one together. But this is an example. Steve is a great example of if you want to grow on social media, grow on all these platforms, consistent. Like I had things like, I was going through the whole process last year. So I really fell off with the social media thing, and I'm about to hit it hard, and people are going to hate me or enjoy it. And that's fine.
That's the thing though, it is really hard. The consistency is what's really hard.
The problem is, that I've got my plan is to have one part done, and bang, 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 and the one part is done, and then the site's getting built, and we fire off from there. But you have to be able to put the time in, and it's for me to bang off 10, 15-minute episodes or to bang off 60-second things. It's a couple hours easily.
That's the thing. It is for whatever reason, it is not easy to do it. I mean, and it should be, because it's not like you're doing. It's easy to put something out quick and easy, but it's just taking that time, that dedicated time to sit down and do it is freaking hard.
It is.
It's frustrating.
And life gets in the way, right? And like, again, Steve losing his mother, 100% understandable. Myself, in the process I was going through last year, I had to back away for reasons because I had to make sure I wasn't saying the wrong things or whatever. But
absolutely,
you know what? And this is where I'm a huge fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, and you are your brand. Everybody here has the ability to do it. But let's roll back into what we were doing, because
let's talk about the idiocracies of things.
Let's talk about how crazy shit got. Here is some of the things that happened with Idiocracy that have turned out to be reality now.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. So entertainment, that's not exactly Shakespeare. Back when the TV show, do you remember the movie?
Oh God, vaguely. I remember electrolytes were a big thing.
Brondo.
Brondo's lights.
They literally had a show on Idiocracy called "Ow, My Balls," and now we've got platforms with people falling off things, eating Tide Pods, doing challenges that you would have gotten grounded for.
Of course we do, because why wouldn't we nowadays, right?
But what do we have first, Jackass or Idiocracy? Pretty close to being the same.
Probably pretty close to the same, yeah. Like Jackass was pretty crazy popular.
Well, in Idiocracy, we have the decline of common sense.
Yeah.
And in Idiocracy, society forgot how basic stuff worked. What has happened to us?
Here we
man?
go. We're there.
What-
You know,
What has happened? Leadership that feels cartoonish. Back then, a pro wrestler turned president. Now,
it's a reality TV star, right?
let's just say it didn't go far out. It didn't
Yep.
go too far from there.
Well, okay. So I asked people,
Anytime, buddy.
when-
Steve, will whatever your time is, we start at 8:00 here. So if we can roll, we'll talk, Steve. I'll give you a call this
Yeah.
week. Okay, we'll get it done.
So the thing is with Trump, okay, like I would ask people, what did Trump do before he became the president of the United States? And people would be like, he was a billionaire, investor, entrepreneur. I'm like, no, he was a reality TV star.
Well, and I mean, he had a couple little shops that he was running. He had a couple
Sure, little stuff, you know, but like if you've ever seen his shows, you know, like Trump Plaza in Manhattan, you know, they said it was symbolically built exactly like him, glitzy and pretty on the outside and cheap to the core.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and the problem is we have this somehow we've turned ourselves into a really shitty reality show. Like
100%.
this whole thing was corporate everything. Remember in Idiocracy, Costco, you could get married there.
Yep.
It was the thing, and mega brands are running the world.
You think you could 100%. Get married in a Costco if you wanted to?
Dude, people have gotten married in a McDonald's.
Wow. I bet it didn't last. Bet it didn't last.
But it's hard to break up with your cousin.
Yeah.
Not gonna be every year.
You guys still gotta see them at Christmas, right?
So, you gotta see them at Christmas. Hell,
Thanksgiving.
You gotta keep this thing rolling.
You cheated on me with my brother. Yeah.
Right? Science versus my cousin said on Facebook.
That's true.
Back then, people are arguing with experts using vibes and confidence. Now we're all in the comment section where someone has a with a cartoon avatar is debating a PhD like they're equals.
Oh, gee, yeah.
You've been there, man. We've both been there where someone's trying to argue with you.
You know, and I had a person arguing with me because he didn't believe all this fake news they had on social media, right? And he goes, the only stuff I follow is this. And he sends me, I kid you not, a meme. This is the only news I listen to is a meme. And I was like, right. I can't argue with this because you're just going to drag me to your level and beat me with experience.
Here's the thing. Have we gotten dumber?
Gotten more stupider. That's what I say. Like we've gotten stupider.
And we're at that point where if you have an intelligent thought, you're hurting someone's feelings with facts.
Yes.
And you're the asshole because you said the truth.
Yes.
If there was one saying that could go, one phrase that could go away forever, it would be my truth. This is my truth.
My learned or lived experience, right?
My lived experience. I'll tell you what, whatever your truth is, if you're underwater, you're going to drown. I don't care if you think you can, if you think you can breathe underwater, because that's your truth, you're still going to die.
Yes. Like, dude, man, I got in a fight with a lady because it's not that hard on social media because so we were talking about the gym. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, and this lady was saying, you know, I go to the gym and I'm all the men are just staring at me and checking me out. And she was like a very and she said in her own, like she was a plus size woman and all these things. And I was like, so I just said, you know, like respectfully, you know, like I've been in the gym, I can guarantee you that the guys are more interested at checking themselves out. They're looking at themselves in the mirror than you. You don't really have anything to worry about. And of course, a white knight girl jumped on there and said, "How dare you, sir, invalidating another woman's lived experience? You know, you used to be. I would have followed you, but you're a terrible human being." I was like,
okay,
what the hell?
You know what? And that's where you got to get a thick skin and it's true for you, for me, for Steve. To get up on social media and just say piss on it, because the people that are out there, unless I know you, if you don't know me well enough to DM me, if you don't know me well enough to have my phone number, then your opinion does not matter to me.
Not at all. But you can't help feel a little bit like, really? Like, this is incredible that people are seriously taking this that seriously.
I think that I spent too much time bouncing in bars where people get up in my face, and I'd look at them with just through them, be like, "What? Please do whatever you're
I
gonna do."
I think I told you that I posted something on social media once, and I was getting death threats from it. Right. So
Yeah.
I had checked out this guy, and he was like, I don't know, he was like Dominican, lived in there, and he's like, I'm gonna come over here and like unalive your whole family. And I was like, you're gonna come to Manitoba? Like, I'll meet you outside.
Say, tell you what, it's 40 below here. I will pay
Yes,
for your flight if you can walk across my street.
absolutely. I'm more than
Please.
happy to meet you. You get started without me, and I'll be right there.
Exactly. No, I think that we've got things that are the society has changed in a sense, and that's where I encourage everybody to watch Idiocracy if you've never seen it. The thing lost money. It only came out in like
Or
100
you,
theaters in Texas.
or you just watch the
And
news nowadays.
well, but they buried it because they didn't. Mike Judge did it. He didn't think this was going to go anywhere, and it was going to
Was
piss
that
off all the
Mike
people that he
Judge?
mentioned. Yeah, but you have Costco. Here's the Costco level. You could get your law degree in Costco.
Yes.
Idiocracy. And how many courses and degrees can you get on Facebook right now? Sign up for this course and you'll be an AI expert. Sign up for this course and you'll be whatever. I'm guilty of taking courses, but I'm also the guy that vets them and filters them like crazy.
Right. Absolutely.
Like just because I've taken a bunch of courses does not give me a PhD in anything.
No,
I'm just learning it to understand how to use it.
And I'm going to say that also that's also true with anybody there in academia. Just because you've taken a few university courses doesn't mean you're an expert.
Well, there you go. Anti-expert culture. In the movie, people ignore experts because that's just your opinion. Where in real life, we've all watched someone argue with the mechanic, the doctor, the scientist using nothing but confidence and a YouTube video.
Yes, absolutely. And like that's the thing, right?
No. Have you seen Painkiller?
I haven't. No, I don't know what that is.
I'll find it. I'll see what it's like. Everything is a challenge. Society loves dumb entertainment. We've had cinnamon challenges, milk challenges, ice bucket challenges, and whatever that thing is where people are stacked milk crates like they're auditioning for a Jackass comedy edition.
Milk crates. What the hell is what? I never got that. Right.
The rise of mega flavored everything.
Mega flavored everything. Jeez.
Brondo was basically liquid neon chaos. In real life, we have energy drinks that taste like electric watermelon thunder and snacks that promise extreme nacho blast.
Yeah,
that is 100% accurate.
What are those ones? Are they Takis or Takis or something like that?
The name doesn't say what the hell the flavor is.
No, you get them and you eat them. You're like, oh, what is that? Besides like pucker.
Right. So it's like Monster energy drinks. Like I'm not an energy drink guy. I'll have the odd one just for reasons.
Right.
Red Bull itself tastes like piss. Like it's supposed to, and they made it in small cans and made it medicine-like tasting so people would think it was good for them. So anybody that's into Red Bull, you got duped.
Yes. And what a great plan. It's like Buckley's, right?
Yeah, it tastes like
horrible,
shit.
But it works, right? Like what a great idea.
I'm gonna have to watch that, Pebbles. The slow erosion of basic skills. People forgot how to do simple things. Half the population can't fold a fitted sheet. The other half are Googling how to boil an egg like it's rocket science. I wish that I could. You probably could use AI and say, what are the most basic dumbass things people have Googled? And they'll tell you. How do you not know how to do shit?
I'd be really
you have
curious.
to use Gemini because it's got all the Googles ever been Googled.
Yes,
at its disposal.
I'm gonna pull up chat. What is the dumbest? Okay. What is the most common idiotic thing? What
basic skill people have Googled in the last year?
Basic skill people have Googled in the past year.
So while you're doing that, fashion that feels like a dare in the movie. Baggy logo covered outfits that look like the clearance sale exploded. In real life, we have Crocs with charms, pajama pants at the grocery store, an entire outfits built on ironic nostalgia. Yeah.
What? Ironic nostalgia?
Ironic nostalgia. So I'm wearing this because it's ridiculous that I'm wearing it. Like Care Bear pajamas at Walmart.
Okay. Like like is shit like that like actually what people do? Like,
Here's the thing. I won't wear my Crocs outside, and if I do, it's because I forgot that I was wearing them. But I'll tell you what, I don't expect everybody to dress up when they go out.
no,
I don't expect you to dress up to go to Walmart. I don't expect you to go dress up to go to Giant Tiger. But if you look like you just rolled out of bed and forgot that you were in your PJs, you're like,
you're not trying.
You know what I miss? I miss looking at pictures from the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah, when people
guys
dressed up.
You wore a coat,
Yep.
you wore a suit, unless you're working in the mines. But then when you're off work in the mine, you wore your coat and you wore your suit, and you went out in public dressed like a man. A lady would wear probably a dress or something. It was just people gave more of a shit about how they presented themselves because they had their work life and then their personal life. What we've done is we've casualized the work life and really ultra casualized our leisure time, right?
Right.
Like I wouldn't have been caught dead in like as a real estate agent. There's no way I wouldn't have been wearing a suit,
right,
back in the day. Do
right?
I?
Or what was it? Was a gold jacket that you guys had, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yes.
Now I'm probably going to bring that back, but I would wear it like this V-neck, that jeans. But
yes.
But for me to go out, and I do it because I think that a good fitted t-shirt works great with nice jeans, and you can dress that up and make it look good, but you're still pretty damn casual.
That's fair. Yes. It's still pretty casual. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
My grandfather was a farmer.
Right.
Okay. And I don't recall ever seeing him in jeans ever in my life. Like he wore like coveralls when he was working.
Right.
And he probably had jeans, but when he was not on the farm, he wore like a dress pant and a button-down shirt always. That's all I remember my grandfather ever wearing. Even when we were at the camper.
Okay.
It was a button-down shirt. And they think here's the thing. Anybody that thinks that a golf shirt is dressy can piss off right about now. That's just you saying that you're too above a t-shirt. Piss off. And if you pop your collar, I hate you more.
Or wear two collars. There is a definite cause. And okay.
Oh, I got to mute you for 2 shakes, dude. Talk to guys and keep making your point.
Talk to guys. Here we go. Okay. Let's do this. Evan, yes. When you're old, wear black suits all day. Well, I guess you could. You're going to look like Men in Black, especially if you wear the black fedora, which is fantastic. So Quentin's doing some quick calls here. So let's keep the chats moving so we can have a little conversation so we don't have the dead time. Tell me, has anybody actually seen the movie Idiocracy? Because I do not remember that show whatsoever. So I would love to hear what it's all about. I don't think he's ordering pizza, by the way. Just going to say. So if anybody has seen that show, let me know, because I think it's fantastic that it has mirroring the reality of the situation, right? So that's good. So it's old now? When did I get old when movies that seem actually somewhat relevant all of a sudden became old? So why do we think that Idiocracy has become more relevant? Is it because our world has gotten more insane and more crazy? I mean, we see it. We see a lot of the insanity, especially when it comes to certain leaders, I guess we should say, where things just don't seem to make sense. They don't seem to razzle up, right? So it's an odd thing, especially nowadays. We've seen the craziness that everyone is dealing with on a regular basis, especially with, our good friend down south of the border. So 20 years is a long time. 2006 was the release year. So I guess, to be fair, that's fair. So that was released when I was 20, almost 28, which is a depressing thought process, right? So that was a long time ago. And where have movies gone since then? Can somebody tell me the last good movie that has come out since that time frame? Because we all know the classics. We got the Lord of the Rings, we got the Matrix, we got all these great movies. My family's upstairs watching Pirates of the Caribbean, which was as far as I'm concerned, that movie was like masterclass in creating an amazing story and an amazing movie. But nowadays, we seem to get movies that tend to be a little more, I guess, preachy, or they turn into Marvel movies where it's like, oh, we got to save the world and the universe again, as opposed to, any real storyline that's, again, just changing the world and trying to make everything better with some sort of social dialogue, right? But I'm just ranting on that one there. So anybody, tell me what you think if you're online, because I'd be curious to see what your thought process is when it comes to movies. Interestingly, I did ask ChatGPT one day because I was bored, and I actually asked it, why are there no movies that are like the old, you'll get this, the old Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, okay, where, it's that continual struggle. A person finds out he's not good enough and he gets beaten down and he has to come back and grow and become better to accomplish his goals, right? And ChatGPT was wonderfully philosophical with it. It came out and said, because how society has moved away from these things, and now we're more concerned with telling everyone that we're exactly perfect. You're all that you need to be. You just need to believe in yourself and you can accomplish anything you want, which is kind of what the process has been for kids, where we've been teaching them that, like, you don't need to win. You're going to get a medal no matter what you do, which is really too bad. So the interview, that was one of the more amazing movies. I do not like, who was in that movie. It was Jim from The Office. Like, I can't believe they got Jim from The Office to play, to be in that movie, to be Kim Jong-il, was it? Or Un, one of the two, right? But I would agree with you, Evan. It was probably one of the most entertaining and controversial comedies I'd seen in a long time, and absolutely ridiculous, also but the same category, right? Because it made no sense. And on the other side of things, completely made sense. But sadly, James Franco, he's like, yeah, finally
One
he
more
got it.
second.
So one more second.
Keep talking. One more second,
talking.
guys. Talk to
One
Jay.
more
I have to
second.
do this.
So-
I'm going to make someone's day with their. What happened was, I'm in the middle of a deal, and someone's about to be very happy. So I need to call someone and say congratulations. So, Jay, keep talking.
There we go. So what happened to James Franco? Like, he's like totally canceled. He's not there anymore. Like, he's just gone entirely. And his younger brother is actually the one who's kind of catching more flame and more excitement with the whole movie industry. What was that movie they were in, The Studio, or the TV show The Studio, with where they had Seth Rogen and the other. God, who is the other Franco? Somebody tell me who the other Franco is. It was The Studio, I think, right? TV show, because it's the other Franco brother, right? Dave Franco. It looks just like him, but he's funnier and has more energy, which is great. Because James Franco he's totally just not in Hollywood anymore. It's too bad watching some of these guys kind of, who were incredibly funny back in the day, just kind of cave to some of the worst habits you could ever imagine from a person and just spiral into mediocrity. It's too bad. But yeah, at least you got that joke about Jim from The Office. So, because come on, like, seriously, that guy's pretty good. What was his name from that show? Let's see if I can find it here. The Interview movie. Okay, here we go. What was his name? Randall Park, and he played Kim Jong-un. So that movie was 2014. So that was 12 years ago, that movie. Dogma. Now, Dogma was a movie that just came back into existence because the licensing rights of it were gone. I guess the producing company seized it or something. Or was that? There was something about something common about it there that he didn't. Who released it? Somebody released it and they decided to pull it, and they wouldn't let anybody watch it. It was released or pulled off. Oh, there it is. Yeah, because it was partially owned. The rights were owned by Weinstein. Okay, so Weinstein was convicted, and they've been trying to buy it back. And here we go. Yeah. Smith publicly said that his movie about angels is owned by the devil himself, which is not far from the truth, right? So, but I think they just got it back just recently. He announced he licensed the home rights to Lionsgate, the film's original theatrical distributor. So, yeah, it was released December 9th. Actually, again, a steelbook release. So, I mean, if you like that movie, you should go get it. I don't know where you'd buy a DVD nowadays. So if anybody has a bright idea on where to get that sort of thing, that'd be wonderful too. It used to be like, I guess Amazon's the only place to buy these things now. But yeah, Dogma was a movie I saw when it came out. It was before 2000. So, hey, Quentin's back here.
I'm back.
The topic changed a little bit over to Weinstein.
Here's the thing. Dogma. We're talking about Dogma.
Dogma.
Yeah. Dogma is one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Smith. Evan, you've been in my shop. I met Kevin Smith last year. He's probably one of the greatest guys you could ever meet. Dogma. You know what the great thing about Dogma was? It was very Catholic based, right?
Yeah.
And the Catholics protested this movie coming out. Protested it. Oh, have you watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah. George Carlin's the bishop, the cardinal, because it was very, if you do a movie about any religion where you're making fun of it, right? And the best thing about that was these guys were out protesting this film.
Come on, seriously, what was the Book of Mormon? They loved it.
And it's still playing on Broadway, but here's the thing. Dogma, here's where Kevin Smith is a gem, okay? The protests were happening. He joined the protests. And he was holding up a sign. Oh, yeah. He joined the protest. And the news caught him. And they're like, isn't that Kevin Smith? He's like, well, yeah, everybody's got a problem with it. Obviously, we should probably do something about it. But it was out.
They should have interviewed him. Yeah, why do you think they should ban this movie? Oh, they did. Oh, that's good. Yeah,
they did. But here's the best thing: Dogma got shelved, and he talked about this during this event that I was at, and he
just got the rights back to it.
He got the rights back, and what's interesting is that the Weinstein Company had it.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't
That's
release
literally what we were just talking about.
Right,
literally,
and we were at this live event where he was talking to everybody about filmmaking and all this stuff, and he said, "Fuck Harvey Weinstein, this son of a bitch. This movie's going back into theaters," and he toured it again in theaters.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
You couldn't find it streaming, you couldn't find it on DVD, anything. He shelved that movie for years.
Yeah.
And for Kevin Smith, here's a guy who.
And why would you shelve it? It's just pure power. That's the only reason you. It was
pure power, and that piece of shit. Like, you know what, Harvey Weinstein, like he's in jail, or I think he died in jail, or he should die.
No, he's still alive, I think, isn't he?
Enjoy prison, dude, because you were a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. He was not a good guy. Oh, he is convicted and sentenced to 23 years for rape.
Good for him. Good for him.
That's an overachiever there, right there. Good job. Lock yourself up forever.
Yeah, and he should be. And here's the thing: when you have a guy like Kevin, who Clerks came out, he maxed out his credit cards to make this thing. He got to use the corner store just because that's the only place he could do it. He did it in black and white because he couldn't afford lighting, and it turned into a cult classic.
Yeah,
and I love Clerks. I love Clerks 2. I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and I take my hat off to anybody who's willing to put it on the line to make something entertaining for people. Is this entertaining? I don't know if anybody. First of all, anybody who watches, and we have regulars that sit here and they do chat and they watch. Thank you. It makes me not feel like a complete dipshit for doing this.
Absolutely. But like seriously, in all seriousness, it takes a whole lot of guts to do something where you have to do something where people are going to be publicly criticizing you, or they're not going to like what you're doing. So if you're making a movie or hell, even a podcast or doing something like that, It takes a lot of guts, but it shouldn't. That's the thing, because really nobody cares.
You know, one of the best things that I saw that was a true visual of social media, podcasting, what we're doing. So we've got usually about a dozen people that sort of pop on, and there's people that pop on but don't get in chat, and that's fine. Imagine you're in a boardroom, okay, and you are just saying your shit, whatever it is. Now, there's billions of people on the internet, okay? If you have 6, 10, 12, 18 people, and you see the numbers on our thing, like eventually there's like 700 people watch it, and it rolls up. But imagine you and I are saying what we're saying. We're saying what we're saying. Yet there are 10 people sitting in a boardroom watching us say that. That's social media. That says that you have an audience of somebody that's interested in what you're doing. So if you're going to put up a video of whatever you knit, or you're fishing, or you're cooking something, and you have 20 views, or you have 100 views, or you have 1,000 views,
that's still your audience,
dude. It doesn't matter. Like, you're putting this shit out, and anybody that says, well, why are you putting this out? Well, you're not, and we are.
Somebody's got to, right?
Somebody's got to. And
so here's a complete correlation on that one. So I did a video just on like healthcare. You know, it's for people with low back problems. Okay. And how many views does it have right now? I put it up a few days ago. It's got just under 10,000 views. So that's given 10,000 people assistance. It's had tons of engagement, or decent engagement. It's like 646 engagement, which is okay. It's standard to where it should be, right? A lot of non-followers. So 79% of are non-followers. So people are following it. People are seeing it. You know, it's making a difference. And that's fantastic stuff. Like, and I've had 4 people over this week come up to me and go, "Hey, you're the guy that I saw about SI joints."
You know what the funny thing is, and this is, Kelsey was, not Kelsey, Bo and I were at the grocery store, and this guy said hi. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Quentin, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good." Could I remember who the hell he was? I know that I know the guy from somewhere, but it's a small town. And we walk out, and Bo goes, "Does he watch your TikToks or your live stream?" I'm like, "Probably not. Probably not." I go, "I think I know him from town
sorry
somewhere."
For the guy, right? So
I remember when I was like ramping up on TikTok, right? And when I had my first podcast just ripping, and I remember I was at a car dealership, and this girl goes, "Where do I know you from?" And I go, "Do you watch a lot of porn?" She's like, "What?" Nice. I go, "You heard me." I go, "No, I don't know. I'm from town. You probably saw me somewhere." Did I start? You heard me. But that's usually the best comment I can give. Like, "Do you watch a lot of porn?"
My OnlyFans, right?
Oh, God.
Say it in front of their husband just to create some doubt.
Yeah. No, here's the thing.
Vegas, room 17, I was the dancer.
Do you remember that time? Yeah, I was that guy.
Yeah.
Remember the $20 that you slipped to me?
Yeah.
In a very awkward way.
We had the best 3 minutes ever.
Right. No, I think that we're living in an age where anybody can do this. Here's the thing. You and I, this is conversation. And the reality is we have people that are joining us to watch us have a conversation.
Yes.
About whatever the hell we decide we're going to talk about today. And they
sometimes I feel sorry for them, right? So really do.
I love every one of you guys, and I am grateful that you're hanging out with us. For
somebody for watching, because like it's just not a common thing that people tend to watch these sort of things. There's a lot of stuff you could be doing on a Friday night. You should almost be going out and doing it, right?
I do think we got to pivot to a podcast where they can just download and listen to it whenever they want.
I think that's better. We should do that We should do that at some point in time. So
because, that is our plan. That is our plan.
I've got a few people that I've got to get onto a podcast. So,
and I've got some guys who want to hop on a podcast too. So we either we tag team them, or that'd be fun. Or we do our separate podcast, whatever it is. I'm doing my thing for my other project, which it's driving me nuts because my guy was in today who's doing my website, and he's like, "I feel so bad because I haven't gotten any work done." I go, "Well, I feel so bad because I'm sitting here on this big pile of stuff that has to get to there, and then it has to go to there, and then now we're live." But yes,
yes,
it'll come. It'll come. It's going to be
So the thing is, like, I'm curious, like, if we
separate
do
podcast, more
something
content.
else, separate podcast, fantastic.
Sure.
If we're going to do more content, it's always good. If we get other people in, it's like, should we do it on location somewhere?
Pain in the ass.
It is, but so is going on this, because it's like you're there, but you're not fully there, right?
Yeah, but we like, the reality is we could. I have this set up. We could turn this into a full ass podcast studio, which it is, but it's made for one.
Right.
I think that when you do it remotely, and that's how I did Q and U, and I did Q and U remotely because it was COVID. And it worked because you could talk to anybody. Like I got from Africa.
Yeah.
I talked to Dave, who's in Africa. I talked to JT, who's in South Korea.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can't do on location and those things, right? I mean, you could. It'd be expensive.
Is there plans for 420? What's that? Is that March? Was that March?
420.
April?
420 is pot day. Cannabis
Pot
day. Yeah, you get high on. That's the day the legalization of pot or something. I think it was something about that. But you're supposed to get high on that day.
It was a thing, but here's the thing about it. Have you ever gotten like really high?
Oh yeah, like it wasn't good.
Well,
it wasn't good.
I'm not saying that I want to.
Yeah,
but this would be an interesting social experiment, much like the wings.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying we're going to do this. I'm not saying we're going to.
But it's legal now, so it's legal, so it's good.
It is. However, we should stick together. See?
But it's not always a good thing to get high in public.
No, Patricia's saying you two have great chemistry. You should stick together. He's my hetero life partner.
Yeah, big spoon, little spoon, right?
Big spoon. We switch every once in a while.
Yeah, just a good cuddle.
It's kind of like chopsticks.
It's not gay. It's just cuddle.
Yeah, chopsticks sounds worse.
No, it sounds worse.
So let's just say, I'm not saying we do this. I am not saying we do this.
But you're not saying we're not going to.
I'm not saying we're not going to do this. But what if, in the safety of our own homes, you're in your studio, I'm in my studio.
Right.
We get a bag of gummies.
Oh, you just start munching down.
And as we go.
And see how late you can go into this sort of thing, right?
We just keep going. Like, you'd have to start early. So an hour before the podcast, we're both agree to take one.
Yeah.
And then we pop another one every 20 minutes and see how smart we get and what kind of ideas we come up with that help the general public.
I bet we would solve all the problems in the world, right?
Did I ever tell you about how much of a lightweight I am and how I accidentally bought 10 milligram gummies when I usually would do like a 2.5 just to be out in public?
Oh, really? You're really lightweight then, eh?
So 2.5 it's enough. Like, you're not high. You're just kind of okay with other human beings. So I went to the store.
This isn't a good idea. This is not a good idea.
I'll do whatever you do, just like the hot sauce. You tell me what we're doing.
No, because I'll take 10s just to chill out.
10-minute J-on or 10 milli J-on. So here's the thing. 10 milli Tom. So I went to the store. I said, well, I take them very, very here and there. Like, but it's getting to be that time of year where I'm going to go to some public events and I'd rather axe the anxiety a bit. And a 2.5 is fine. She goes, well, if you need for the season, she goes, get this bag. And it's a bag of little bags. It's a party pack. She goes, you just take one and it's already sealed. I'm like, it's okay.
A good time for everyone, right?
So, and I'm like, that's not even expensive. Okay, I take it. I bring these suckers home and I thought, I might as well, I'll try one just to chill out.
What's 2.5?
Turns out, no, they're 10s.
Oh, okay.
They're all individually wrapped 10s. And why aren't they individually wrapped? Because you can only put 10 in a package. Yeah. So I am not good. I'm fine, but I'm like useless. No. And I had all these 10s. And what did I do with the rest of those 10s? I gave those suckers away to my clients. Like, you want these? Because I am not going to do this. Yeah, 2.5 is enough. But if you if you want to do a 420 and
I've got some 50s.
Why?
Yeah.
50s.
50s.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But
It
50
doesn't.
in a gummy.
So I did like 10s, I would take, like, not a problem. Like, you get a little goofy, whatever. But this summer I took a 25. Okay.
So what's the limitation to your functionality at 10? At
Oh,
10.
well, at 10, I'm playing video games. I'm doing whatever.
You're not driving
Fine.
though, obviously.
I wouldn't. No, that'd be irresponsible. Like, that just wouldn't be a good idea, right?
No.
Because
but-
you just don't know how it's going to hit you. But 25s, dude, it was a day. My whole day for 24 hours was bad.
How do you function? Like, here's my thing. I am not against weed. I'm not against booze. I'm drinking bourbon right now.
Yeah.
My question is, if you can't really even count at a certain point, that's too much.
Okay, so this is what it was like. It would be like, oh, hey, beer. I like beer. I'm going to drink this beer. Drink it.
Yeah.
Put it down. And then I keep talking, and we were just having a good time. Oh, hey, crap, there's a beer. Where'd this come from? I like beer. Drink it. Put it back. And you keep talking, and then you start realizing that, oh, hey, crap, there's a beer. Where did that come from?
Oh,
all day. All day.
See,
so this is the funny part, okay? About a month later, I told my wife, and like, we were talking, I was like, I took this 25 milligrams. It cooked me for a full day. I had no short-term memory. I gave her that whole little thing with the beers. And she goes, when did you do this? I said, like, it was on Saturday. She's like, I was with you every weekend. I'm like, I know, man.
I know.
Freaking out, Like,
remember when we weren't arguing that weekend? That was the one. I was like, whatever, dear.
She was like, how did I not notice? I'm like, I don't know. I was dying. I was like, oh my God, she's going to find out,
And the thing is, when it comes to that, you can't, like, I understand with a bourbon, I'll have one or two, then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yes.
Problem with the weed is that I don't know when it hits me because there's no buildup to it. It's just suddenly you're
done.
Useless. Maybe I need a hobby. Is that my problem?
Maybe. So
could you imagine doing this podcast
as a hobby?
Kind of high?
Oh, I don't know. Like, have you ever used like the oil spray that goes under your tongue?
No, I am the lightest weight. I smoked weed before? Yes, but not.
Yes.
I've never experimented enough to say.
We stay with smoking. It's so much easier, right? Because I used the spray once, and I was like, I used 2 sprays, and like it's good for chill. And one day I'm at Clear Lake, and I do 2 sprays. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm chill. So I go into town, and then all of a sudden it hits me. I'm like, I'm done. Like, this isn't good. I've got to get home as quick as I can, and I passed out. So you just don't even know what's going to do sometimes.
Yeah, and again, not that it's paranoia, but I like to know that I'm kind of like, I like to know when it's going to end. Maybe that's the problem with gummies. I don't know when this is going to finish. I know that a whiskey will last in my gut for about I'll be fine in
half hour or whatever. Yeah,
but weed, there's no, I don't know.
Your mileage may vary, and what I found when I did that 25, I went to bed because I was like, I've got to get over this, right? Next morning I woke up, I'm like, I'm still on the ride. I want off this ride.
I showed you that video with Tom Segura when what's the name gave him 1,000 milligram gummies or capsules.
Oh yes, you did.
I can't 10 milli Tom.
I can't even fathom it. Like I don't know.
But that guy put 4 in his hand and just popped them, and he went on this day. That's 4,000 milligrams.
Dude, you just green out fine. There. He'd be like, done. What?
Apparently didn't phase him. He was just doing his thing. People get a tolerance to things, and I get it. You get a tolerance to whatever you do. But I couldn't. The problem that I've got is that, one, I don't have a lot of downtime, and the last thing I would need to, if I had to do something and I couldn't do the thing I need to do, that would drive me crazy.
I think the best bet is, we get a pipe and just puff while you're talking.
We could.
It's probably the safest way to do it. But then your work would stink, right?
My asthmatic ass would have a problem with smoking that, though.
Yeah. Pipes are one thing. We did cigars in Vegas. We went to a Monte Cristo lounge.
Yep.
Yeah, Monte Cristo, and it was nice. You just get a big stogie and you sit there and having a drink, and it was pretty fantastic, actually.
Hey, tell me something. What do you think is the going back to the idiocracy of it all?
Yeah.
Now, when I don't want to get into the pandemic too hard, but when the pandemic happened, how the shit were weed stores considered essential? How the actual
You know, I remember hearing that and liquor was essential because of addictions. You
here's
couldn't
the
take
problem.
away addictions.
Here's
But
the problem.
I thought weed isn't addicting,
It's not, and there's no detox with weed. So what
right?
was the deal?
Cash
Alcohol
flow,
will, of course it is, but
money.
alcohol, where there's two things that'll kill you. I forget what the other one is. There's two things that'll kill you if you stop cold turkey. One of them is actually alcohol,
Yes.
but weed was not, and that was essential. Like again, going to idiocracy, there's nothing against it. Smoke it if you got it,
Yeah.
but essential.
Essential.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
come on,
it's
let's get
not
serious here. Like,
right.
like there were so many things that were just complete idiocracy. Okay, so it might like at my work, you too, you had to go basically dressed to war,
Oh,
right?
dude, I had a face mask, a face shield.
Yeah,
We covered people in garbage bags that we used as capes because you had to throw them out with every person. Do you
yeah.
remember washing everything you bought from the grocery store? Everything?
Yes. You open the box of your bear claws because you don't want to keep the box running. You got to let them all soak and everything like that, and sanitize them. You know, we
Yeah.
did that like twice, and we're like, you know what? This is a risk I'm willing to take because
Yeah,
this
and
is
there were
stupid.
people freaked out to go to the store, and I get
Yeah,
that. The fear was there. But again, like this is where again we go to idiocracy and say we got scared of a cold.
yeah.
We
Do
got
you remember that time that we took the
yeah,
bikes
people
out?
watched the groceries.
The time we took
Bikes.
the bikes out during the pandemic, and we're
Mhm,
driving down Victoria Avenue or down 18th Street, and
mhm.
we came to a red light, and we're looking around, and we're like, "There's 0 people.
Mhm.
Like, this is like a zombie movie."
Well, yeah, and that had a lasting effect on people, and I think that I believe the longest lasting effect from the pandemic was financial,
Mhm.
not psychological. And I think that we had some people are hanging on to it longer than they need to,
They still are, yep. Yeah.
and for what reason? Like I'm sorry, we have nothing but opportunity, nothing but opportunity. People
Yeah.
bitch, they moan. I can't do this. I can't. Yeah, you can. You can. Like you realize? Do you realize that what we're doing right now? What we're doing right now is free,
Yep.
where there was a time when you had to have a studio, rent that space, have a fucking team do it for you.
Yep.
And it didn't look as good as what we're
It didn't
doing.
look as good. No, it was still
This,
looked terrible.
yeah, this doesn't look awesome, but we all have the opportunity. Like if you're the person that, again, if you make shit, if you build shit, if you
Yeah.
fix things, if you talk about things, if you have an interest in shit, you can literally be that person for whatever audience. You have your 10 people that love you.
Yeah.
That's all you
That's
need.
your audience. That's all you need. You know,
Yeah.
so with the pandemic,
Mhm.
like this is what I consider the start of the pandemic was the literal start of World War III. Okay.
Well, that didn't end then.
No,
We're
it
still
is
there.
still going. It's still going
Yeah.
because like our current war is content and it is a financial war. It's an intellectual war. It's propaganda purely, right?
You know what? When you look at the limitations we put on ourselves, which is there, and trust me, I've been there, man. I've had doubts. I've a lot of doubts. Like I honestly, I was crushed last year when shit didn't go the way it was supposed to, the way I
Yes.
thought it was gonna
Yeah.
go. But you dust your shit off and get going, move,
Yeah.
get at it. Like
You just
and
suck it up.
you suck it up. But again,
Yeah.
Steve's not. I don't think Steve's in the chat anymore if he's watching. But when I tell you about someone who, whether it was doubt or whatever it might be, he pushed through and he didn't stop. He did not stop. We have a problem. We stop.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
okay.
everybody has-
So let's look at it this way. You are teaching your children to ride their bicycle. Okay. They fall off the bike.
yeah.
Do you
That's where you
tell
quit.
them stop? because you might get hurt.
Yeah, I just say quit.
Yeah, that's enough.
If at first you don't succeed, stop.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, just don't even bother trying again.
Well, and that's where we've seen this whole shift in society where if the world didn't cater to how shitty you are at what you're doing,
yeah,
then the world needs to change so you can do what you do and it excels.
You know how many times I've talked to people who all of a sudden start calling themselves entrepreneurs? Okay.
Sure.
And they, like 2-3 months in, they come up and they're like, it's hard. No shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't think it would be so hard. Like, I thought it'd be easy. It's like, no, it's hard. It's like, well, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, you haven't started.
You know, the hardest thing I believe is with his knees are still scarred.
Yeah, from falling off the bikes.
From falling up. Yeah, right. I've got a scar across my knee that I got when I was like 11, I think. And not that I was learning how to ride a bike, but I fell off my bike in a ditch onto a pallet, onto a rusty nail, which sliced my knee down to the white.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah.
Yeah, real gross. Where were we? We were camping up at Manapogo with my grandparents. What did you do? Jumped in the lake and rinsed it off.
You rub some dirt in it. Where you go?
Well, yeah, you went swimming and that cleaned it out. Yeah. And guess what? I'm still alive and I still have my leg and my knee works fine.
Yeah, but you lost your hair.
Probably came from that.
Probably. Probably. You don't play video games, do you?
Does Pong count?
Okay, so there's an old quote in the game that I play. It's I used to be an adventurer like you before I took an arrow in the knee. Right.
Right.
So it's a classic meme right now that just goes on. So because it's one of those things. Like I could have been as good as you, but like I hurt myself and I can't do it anymore.
Oh, I could have.
Yeah, could have, but I didn't. And that's a lot of people. They're like had their I can'ts turn into I won'ts, right?
I could have been an Olympic athlete, Jayon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
pierogi eating is not an Olympic
apparently
sport.
You have to train for it.
Yeah, you show up
and qualify.
Like what?
And be good at it.
But seriously, you got to really look at it. It's like, how is it some of these Olympic athletes, like, it's so freaking amazing. Like, who thought it would be a good idea to do like ski jump? Just you wake up one day, I'm like, I'm going to do this.
You know what I love about the Winter Olympics, and we should let's talk about the Winter. Why not? We're here, and no one has to be anywhere for a bit. The Winter Olympics, I don't watch any sports.
Right.
I don't watch any sports. I really don't. I couldn't give half a shit about sports, but we did watch Skyscraper, and my palms were sweating the whole time. Like, son of a bitch.
That guy was crazy.
But still, like, and I'm sitting there and I look at Kelsey and go, is this what people feel like when like the Oilers are playing? Is this the kind of nerves they have? Because I was so into it and everybody watched this thing. And
then the guy gets to the top and he's like holding on by his legs only. He's like, I'm going to put a little chalk in my hands. He's just sort of hanging there. Like
the ball, like the stretch in those pants for the balls that guy has.
3 tons. 3 tons easy.
So we're watching this. And then the next day you hear people talk, well, look at the footholds he had. I'm like, son of a bitch. The footholds he had? Yeah, it's not a flat surface.
1,000 feet up footholds. Like, it doesn't make it easier.
But that is equal to, and this is where I'm going to get in the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics, I love the Winter Olympics. Why? Because there's a good chance someone could die doing it.
Yes.
And when you watch something like the ski jump that you just said,
yeah,
there's only one way to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
That's by doing it.
So how did they figure this was a sport? Somebody must have just accidentally been like, oh, I'm losing control.
Oh, this is where I believe the evolution of the bobsled came, and I can get into that in a second. This could have been
So it's Jamaican, I think, right? Bobsled was a Jamaican sport.
It makes sense in Jamaica. Yeah. That fits. But here's the thing. This is where you see someone watching the ski jump or watching figure skating or whatever. Yeah. I'm going to use a ski jump as an example. You got some guy that's sitting there with a greasy, you could picture this. Wife beater shirt.
Yep.
Greasy.
Dorito stains.
For sure. Dorito stains.
Yep.
Super mega big gulp aside.
Yep.
Bag of Doritos here, almost empty, and another one ready to go when this one empties out. So he doesn't have to get up to get the other one, and probably clocking in at 380 pounds.
Easy.
No offense to anybody, or 500 pounds. Okay. Watching the Olympics saying, well, look, he didn't even tuck. I'm like, dude, he didn't even tuck. the armchair bullshit that happens at the Winter Olympics is entertaining as shit because so many people are experts in sports they would never dare try to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, but man, that's like that's the same thing as like any major league game too. If you're going to talk about Major League Baseball or NFL, NHL, it's like, what the hell? That guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, really?
Really? I'll tell you what. Apparently, there's a big bowling tournament going on Sunday. I don't know anything about it, but I guess there's concerts and shit happening, and it's a big deal. And
we should do that. We should go to, like, I don't know. I was gonna say Tom Petty, but he's passed. Bon Jovi, and be like, you're not good.
Yeah, dude, you are a professional. Like, again,
lip sync.
People that don't play the sports are the ones that are going to bitch the loudest. And here's the thing: you tell me if I'm wrong. I probably am, but this is how I believe. If anybody's watching still, and there are some people out there, the bobsled.
Yeah,
this is where I believe the evolution of the bobsled came. The bobsled was happening, and I believe that was first. And then the maintenance guys were up there clearing shit off that night. And someone had a toboggan and said, hey, $20, I go down this sucker on a toboggan. That's where the luge was created.
That's fair.
And then the next guy goes, hold my fucking beer. I'm going face first.
Face first. Yeah.
Now you got the skeleton.
Yeah. The skeleton, the people, like, I've got to say, the camera crew that follows the skeleton, those guys are snipers. So
yeah, they're going
they know, but they focus on exactly the right thing, right?
The speed.
Yes.
Are you talking about the female bobs?
I was thinking about the cinnamon buns personally, but that's just me, right?
Here's the awkward one. There's one awkward one that I'm like, how Big Spoon, Little Spoon, the two-man luge.
They're getting comfy right in there. Don't forget that sometimes when you get excited, you might have an accidental erection, right? So,
well, there's nothing between you but 2 layers of spandex.
Yeah,
and like, are you holding him? Like, I'm trying. I've never.
Is it? Are you like? Like? Do you have to adjust before you get in a position?
Is it awkward if you've never met your new partner in training? Be like, yeah, this is Gus. He's going to be your guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Top or bottom?
Where do you want to be? Really?
Yeah. Where do you want to be?
I guess bottom. Bottom.
It's a whole new terminology here. Like, are you bottom or a top?
I guess if I was in a 2-man bobsled, I'd rather be on the sled.
It's like,
and on the guy.
Like, is that why they hold together so tight? Because they're interconnected there, or what?
Like Lego? Like,
yeah.
Lego? I hope not.
Jesus Christ. In and Audi, right? So,
and that's why they focus on one angle and not two.
Yeah, it's probably because they got to keep it not safe. To keep the not safe from work out, right? They got to keep it safe for work, right?
But the Winter Olympics, I love them because there's a good chance someone's going to die. And there was a guy from the Netherlands that flung off that course and wrapped around a pole like if you were whipping a blanket around it.
Jeez. Well, I mean, at that velocity, you got nothing.
You got a helmet.
That's good. It's not going to protect your spine.
No, the skeleton is named after the thing that breaks if you hit something.
The thing that is most likely to go on you, right? Like,
right.
Okay, so let's look at the Summer Olympics, right? So I saw a thing today where they're talking about the javelin, throwing a spear.
Yeah.
Okay. And they said that like they've had to remove it as a sport, I think, because
why?
People are throwing spears too far and it's getting into the audience.
Are you serious?
Like, they're throwing this damn thing at 70 miles an hour apparently or something.
Hang on. I got an issue.
Like that, yeah, they're crackling a bit there. Like, that's really impressive when you see these girls getting there with a freaking spear and tossing it at highway speeds.
Well, there's certain sports that I can't do. And many of them I can't do. Can you hear me? We're good?
Yeah. Can you imagine pole? Can you do a pole vault?
I would love to try it, but I'm pretty sure I'd skewer myself.
How do you get started in that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's only one way to train for that shit.
Like, really, that's got to be a really old thing. Like, they must have been like jumping over city walls or something.
Why isn't parkour a Olympic sport yet?
I don't know.
And how the hell did that become a thing?
I think it was, well, you saw the Disney movie Aladdin, right?
Is that where parkour?
It was probably really based around theft.
Do you have to say parkour while you're doing parkour? Because apparently
that's hardcore parkour, right?
Hardcore parkour. Jesus Christ. No, I think that I love the Olympics because these aren't professionals for the most part.
No.
And
well, I mean, as professional as you can get, I guess, right?
Well, don't they have like NHL players playing in these Winter Olympics?
Yeah, but it's not like you can go higher if you're doing pole vault. Like, it's not like there's like an NFL for a pole vault where it's like, you know?
Yeah, like you're good at it, but nobody knows who the hell you are until you make the Olympics.
Correct. You know, you might end up on a Gatorade or something though,
or a Brondo,
right? It's got electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes. It's good for everything, and they're watering their crops with it because they thought it was good for everything. And remember, there's no. Have you tried water? You mean like from the toilet?
From the toilet, but it doesn't have electrolytes. It's what plants need.
It's everything needs electrolytes. They said a sports drink used for everything, including watering crops. Again, now we've got energy drinks with ingredient lists longer than a CVS receipt, and
That's
people
true.
chugging down neon liquids like it's a personality trait. I have very few things that go into my gullet that aren't relatively natural. Bourbon is not included in that.
But no, bourbon's natural though.
But bourbon is more natural than Monster.
I would agree.
Like, do you know what's in a Monster energy drink?
Nobody knows what's in a Monster energy drink.
No, they don't. Yet they drink them like crazy. And
do you know how many people I know, the clients I have come in that literally drink Monster or some other brand like in the morning?
Why?
I'm not even kidding about this. I went over to MPI to renew my license, and I was shocked how many people were drinking rock stars or monsters or something. And that was like 10 in the morning. I'm like, guys, why are you drinking this?
You know what? I drink my coffee in the morning out of habit.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that someone thought that I had ADHD because I didn't bounce off the walls from coffee?
What? That's called normal.
You're right. So I told you the story where we're at this dinner and I forget where it came up, but I said, this person goes, yeah, if I drink coffee after 3 p.m., I can't sleep. I go, that's weird because I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed. Yeah. Oh, she goes, you probably have ADHD. I'm like,
what? No.
Where the hell is that coming from?
That's called you being a non-responder to caffeine.
Right. But again, some people don't understand that. You don't have to be bouncing off the walls because you had caffeine. That's where also an energy drink does nothing for me.
Caffeine doesn't cause you to bounce off the walls.
No, and it shouldn't. That would be, I guess, a sign of ADHD.
That's a sign of placebo effects. I mean, really, the whole point of caffeine is to delay sleep, like sleepiness more than anything. Like, it doesn't make you bonkers or crazy. I mean, you and I have both taken 800 milligrams of caffeine pills, and I mean, like, meh.
It's fine.
No, ephedrine, that's a whole other story.
Ephedrine is different, but I think when we have the energy drinks, and this is what blows my mind, is that there are energy drinks that taste good. Like Rain has a orange creamsicle one that it's actually really good. It's like a 0 sugar energy drink, and it tastes good. I'll drink that.
Right.
But Red Bull tastes like medicine, and it's not good. And people drink this shit like they enjoy it, and I don't understand it because they think it's medicine.
You don't there's nothing good about Red Bull, especially when you mix it with vodka. It doesn't make it better. It makes it worse.
What were the other ones that they were doing in the bar back when
Jaeger?
Hey, AC's back on. AC, we're gonna get you on the pot. We're gonna get you on a live stream one night. How do you feel about that?
That'd be dangerous.
Or a podcast, straight up podcast.
Jaeger bombs were what everyone was drinking for a long time.
Jaeger bombs,
Jaeger trains, right? I mean, those are a good time, but
Red Bull is the Buckley's of energy drink. I would say so.
Yes, 100%, especially if you mix it with Jaeger.
Yeah, but the Jaeger bomb. Here's the other one, because again, I think I've told you I have a client, German client, great guy. Yeah. He buys me a bottle of Jägermeister pretty much every Christmas, and I appreciate it, but the shit tastes like medicine.
So you got
And
9 bottles of Jaeger in your back room there.
I got a lot. Like if we were gonna do that, we would be eventually you just see the camera on Jay and I just sleeping because there's so much of it in here.
Right?
But here's the thing about Jaeger, the Jaeger bomb, you're taking a booze that tastes like Buckley's filtered through coffee and grass clippings, and you're mixing that in with a Red Bull, which also tastes slightly like medicine, and you're taking a depressant and a
stimulant at the same time, right? So
what's the other one?
Well,
Stimulant at the same time.
Yeah, you're taking 2 of them, so it's like technically they balance each other out then.
But you're still greased at the end of it because you're just now it's just booze.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Evans Theater, check out the film.
What was playing at the Evans Theater? I keep on forgetting about the Evans Theater.
I keep forgetting about Landmark Theater.
I'll tell you what, we went to Landmark to watch Avatar. That show cost, it was like almost $200 for the 4 of us.
Oh God! I only took my one daughter, and she really enjoyed it. So it was a good night. But it was like, man, like it was just an accident. I don't know what that is.
I'll have to find that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, the theater experience, and I've got a buddy who's got there's people that are subscribing to the gray boxes.
Yeah.
Right. $7 cash.
They're not illegal. They're not illegal. I have to pay I have to pay monthly.
Oh, do you have that? The dude, you pay like $120 a year?
No, I don't.
But it gives you everything. Like, why are we paying for this shit?
So people
what am I drinking tonight? I am drinking Boulay bourbon.
I've literally had people say, no, we're not pirating anything. We pay for it. It's like that doesn't make it more illegal if you're getting it sketchy.
Well, you're paying someone to pirate it for you.
Exactly. Right. So
if it wasn't for the fact that the kids download stuff every once in a while, I would do that on all of our TVs. Just say screw it, and that's it. But I mean, I do have like cinema and all that stuff. $2 for my God.
Would you buy it for $1 or $2 or what?
No, this is at the theater, the Evans
I know.
Theater.
Like they must buy it from $1 or $2.
You pirate cable, Evan. You need to send Quentin a link on how to do that because I have the cinema app and I watch all the movies I want on the Fire Stick, but I would gladly pirate my cable on there. So, buddy, hook a brother up.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So,
no, I think that we've got to the point where we not only do we consume bullshit, which we always did, but we had very controlled bullshit. We were watching. Do you have Pluto TV on your Fire Stick?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like Pluto TV. It's got like that's what's always on in here. The news is on. You've got series and like there's a whole King of Queens channel.
So what's different about that?
Pluto, it's free and it's just cable and it gives you all your global news and all that shit.
Really?
Yeah, 100% free. And I'm watching King of Queens, and I just have it on in the background. I'm sitting in the living room watching this.
King of Queens. That's that. Who's in that?
Come on. Does anybody know who's in King of Queens? He was in
Kevin James.
Kevin James is in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm watching this because that's back when we had actually news. Yeah, I do watch the news every once in a while. Yeah, they have news on Pluto. Global's on there and all that stuff. Haystack's great because you get every source you want, and it just changes with every story to a different source, which is lovely. But I'm watching King of Queens. I'm like, kids, here's what we had. We had episodes of shit that we would watch, and it was on for half an hour, and you watched your show. That was the end of it. It wasn't 60-second bullshit clips of nothingness.
That's what it shows you what the attention span has turned into for a lot of people. It is shortened to the point that people only want it's like Instagram is like 7 seconds of attention. Like TikTok is 4. It's even worse.
Well, and that's where the longer form is taking shape, and that's where your traditional TV is going to go bye-bye. You're going to see everything streaming. Yeah. And this is why people watch stuff like this or streamers or podcasts, because you're getting a more realistic view of the world, I guess, because you're listening to an opinion of somebody. But it's not scripted. It's not controlled.
Right.
Where you have, when they talk about the whole Idiocracy, where everything was controlled by big corporations and everything was controlled by this, and you couldn't say anything against this.
Right.
That's where we're at right now. Not saying that don't listen to the news. I think you need to listen to everything with a grain of salt and see where the source is. But we've got to the point where we don't believe what might actually be true. And that's where Idiocracy, that's where I believe the biggest parallel to Idiocracy is. You might be watching something that's actually true and you're not going to believe it because you're like, well, that's big media. Well, shit, dude, they still have to tell you the truth for the most part.
That's the thing, right? It's like, I don't understand. It's like the number of times that people repeat like fake news is insane, right? Like for some reason it seems to be like completely normal to be repeating stuff that isn't factual, and they feel like they agree with it.
Well, because it gives you something to argue, right? You guys are way more interesting than any sort of TV. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks. When Canada banned news on social media, do I think when Canada bans news on social media? I don't, because it only got banned.
Well, Canada didn't ban it, right?
Facebook
thing. Facebook did, Meta did, and only on some things, because Instagram, like, which has like Facebook and Meta has banned it. But ironically, you can get news on Threads.
Yep. You get news on Threads. I'm becoming a fan of Substack. And
yes,
I think I mentioned this to AC.
I have a Substack too, actually.
Oh, good. I'll subscribe to yours.
Yeah,
but I'm starting my Substack.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. It's a good platform.
But because I also think that we're going to go away from the what year was that? That was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right
Social
around
media is dead. I'm going to say that. And everything people are looking for now is community engagement. They're looking for places where they feel that they have a similar like-minded group of peers that they can discuss relevant topics with.
Well, I'll go off on a tangent with that. When you look at local news, we don't have it. And when I see that somebody is charged with a heinous crime, and I'm going to say generally the ones that include kids, usually, it drives me absolutely up the fucking wall that they won't say who this is, and it disappears from the news. Where you had an incident, and this is where we had an incident in town with the guy that had the butcher shop, tender cuts, that whole thing. Front page of the paper, front page, charge, and not, it wasn't a conviction yet, but the charge was there. Correct. And you put that on the front page, yet somebody had making bad films with people that shouldn't be in them while running a daycare in the same home, and that name never gets released.
Yes, exactly.
Like, can we stop that bullshit?
Yes.
Because you're protecting who? Trust me, whoever knows that the people that were involved knows what happened. Yes. And the person that did it should be absolutely out for everybody to know who it was.
Yes, exactly.
So I do think that
I also get why they don't, because they're protecting the names of the potential minors that were involved in this situation.
Well, you can protect the names of the minors and still say who the dipshit was that did it.
But then also,
we don't know who the kids were.
People are going to know what the location was.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know the location of one, and here's the bitch of that one. We all know the location. I know the neighbor of the person who was there when the team showed up to bust the door down. Right. I know this guy was running a daycare. I also know that his father was a pretty predominant person in the city.
Right, right.
Who, by the way, was very involved in our school division.
Right.
So maybe let that name sneak out a bit. Could you?
Well, it's funny how there is a certain amount of leniency with some people.
Well, he says that the circle of association guilty by social construct. Here's the thing. I wouldn't hang around with some piece of shit that was touching kids. How about that?
Well, I mean, there's the thing, right? Like, and I agree with that. You know, like, we're going to come back down to the whole Epstein thing too. You know, like, and you know, we've all been around people that are like, okay, you know, I don't like what you're doing, and you have a choice. Do I want to be around this person? And you know, like, there's been times where I was like, you know, I'm not going to associate myself with these people because I don't want to be involved in these groups. But I think a lot of these people are like, well, maybe I'll let it slide because they're super rich and I'm going to meet some pretty interesting people. which doesn't make it morally acceptable. It makes it more morally reprehensible. It makes it more awful as a whole, because it means it shows your ethics are purchasable at a certain dollar value.
Yeah, see, I think that when it comes to the whole, I want to belong to a certain group, look at the group you want to belong to.
Yes.
And I don't know, I wouldn't sell my soul to be popular.
No.
Not ever, right?
No, exactly.
Jay-Z and Beyonce decline. Whatever happened to those two?
Oh God, what didn't happen on that shit, right?
But I mean, those two were like, I like Jay-Z. I think I don't know if he's a piece of crap or not, but I mean, I didn't hear the story, so I don't know what happened there.
Right. Like,
but I do think that when you protect, there has to be a balance where you can protect certain people and sewer the rest.
yes.
Like I believe 100%, because again, we went through this thing, and I you know what I went through as far as background checks and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I think, and I'll say this out loud for anybody who works with kids or coaches or anything, I think that you should have to take a polygraph
Yeah.
to work with kids.
Yes.
And the question should be simple. Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever fantasized about this? Have you
Right.
ever looked at something like this?
The
Period.
problem with polygraphs is they're not officially acceptable in the court system, right?
It doesn't matter about the court system. You can use that to vet the people that you're letting look after your kids.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't about court. This is saying, okay, are you a piece of shit? Have you fantasized about this kind of shit? Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm moving on to the next person.
That's fair. But they can
Simple as
always
that.
argue that, because it's like, well, hold on here. It's not duplicatable when it comes to. I'm not defending this sort of situation.
Right.
But I'm just looking at it from a different legal perspectives, where there are going to be ways to pick holes into it if it's required to attack a defense on it. Right.
Okay. So how about a psychological evaluation saying, should this person be around kids?
Well, that's a big thing. You would think there's certain things that could be done. It's like, maybe we should figure out if this person has some sort of or atypical behavioral properties that might cause some issues with the general public.
And here's the thing, the average human being, there would be no red flags.
Right.
But if there's even a pink flag, maybe no.
Maybe that's not a good idea. Correct.
Maybe.
I mean, realistically, how many people are applying for these types of positions anyways? It's less than 1%. Less than
predators would love to hang out there.
Well, yeah, right.
The cops that are charged right now, I'll pass those. Well, here's
What
the
cops are we talking about?
There were some cops in Winnipeg. I'm guessing she's talking about the cops in Winnipeg that were charged with
drug charges and everything,
stealing evidence or like taking money from a crime scene.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Polygraphs are not, like they're not. You can get through them, right? People have ways to defeat a polygraph.
You can't beat a polygraph. I'll tell you that right. I've taken a polygraph. You
absolutely can. You take a sociopath, they absolutely have ways to get around things, because otherwise they'd be using the polygraph in more situations.
But you'd have to be a sociopath, because here's the thing. If I asked you a battery of questions, Jay, I'll tell you, because I've been through a polygraph.
Yes.
If I asked you a battery of questions,
okay, going to be a baseline on it. 100%.
Baseline. Here's the only question that's asked. Are you withholding any information? That's the question.
That's fair. Okay.
Have you withheld any information? You say no, and you're lying.
Right.
They're going to flag it. If you say yes, I'm withholding. Okay, then what is it? Now you're telling the truth. So what is it that we're missing? Then they'll ask you more questions. Like when I did a polygraph, and the question was, and this wasn't for a criminal thing, everybody. This is I was going through an application process thing, and I did pass, by the way. But the question is, are you withholding information? And I had to honestly say yes.
Yes.
I don't know, because I was dumping my life. I'm like, I don't know. I might have missed some shit when I was like 16, maybe. I don't know. I'm giving you everything I got, but I gave them like everything from.
Get through it. That's how people get through it. They'll say yes. They'll be like, okay, what do you get? What are you avoiding? And they would give another answer around something that's not related to the problem they're trying to avoid.
Right, but mine was more like I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. I think I got everything, but I was talking about like, fuck, I didn't buy all the CDs from Columbia House I was supposed to buy. Like I went deep into as much shit as I could think of.
And that's where the three area starts coming in, where people start going, well, no, I'm lying about a few things. What are you lying about? well, at one point in time, I might have stolen some bubble gum from the store.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, say
it's
it.
like, okay, so is there anything else? I don't think so.
AC, let's dig back into that. The extensive background check. So here's the thing. The extensive background check. Here's what bothers me about you do the child, whatever it is, check.
Yeah.
It just says what you've been charged with, not what you fantasize about.
Right.
That's what bothers me with people getting into daycares and shit like that. The extensive background check will they're talking to people that are going to ask questions like, hey, what do you know? Has he ever done this? What do you know about this? And they're going to ask those questions. Who's guilty? Not the recruiting officer, because recruiting officer just gets you in the door. When you talk about these guys that got charged with this stuff, life happens and you might have been great for years and then life changed and suddenly there's an opportunity to rip off a guy and no one's going to know.
Yeah.
It's temptation, and that's the problem. And no one is 100% all the time. Some people are going to have weak moments in their lives. Oh, the one where the recruiting officer is digging to your neighbors. They do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And your family and your friends and everything. Like Jay got asked. You had an interview, didn't you?
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. So they'll ask the questions. And no. They dig deep. But here's the thing. Would your friends know? And this is where there's a hole in the system. If I had a deep, dark bullshit secret, do you think I'd let you know about it?
Right.
Right. So there's holes in the system.
You're holding those secrets until you find somebody who has something that's equally reprehensible. That's atrocious or whatever. That's because they're not going to report you.
They did ask. They said, "Who do you know that doesn't like you?" I had one name. I'm like, you can call her.
Yeah.
Her and I don't get along at all.
My mother.
No, my mom's cool.
Yeah.
But I said, yeah. I go, here's the number. If you want to call her, call her. And it wasn't an ex, by the way, in case anybody's thinking. But I said, no, here you go. Do what you got to do. I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like real sociopaths would, I'm not saying you're a sociopath, but real sociopaths would freely give up that information.
I'm not a sociopath.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting at.
No, not at all.
Mine turned out to be an age thing, not anything in the background.
I mean, really, if I was trying to get around a polygraph, I would know they were going to ask me these questions. So, have you ever done this? Absolutely. Have you ever killed something? Absolutely, I have. Okay, what have you ever killed? I killed a fly or a bug or mouse or deer or something. Right?
You don't know how the questions are going to come up because there's different types of questions they can ask you, and they only concentrate on like one or two of them, not all of them.
Right.
You might be prepared to answer this or this, but when they say we're just going to talk about this, and we want to know everything about this and this, not these 7 other things you're worried about. You're like, oh shit, okay, so you're not going to ask me about that. But
I don't think the real sociopath is ever truly worried about any question because they're going to have some sort of story that's going on in their mind, anyways.
They do go back
from the sociopath. Right?
They loop back and they ask and they compare notes with everybody that they've talked to about you.
Yeah.
So
because
you can't.
It's almost impossible. This way. When it's you, right? You're like a law-abiding person. You are the worst person who possible to commit a crime.
I'd be the least suspicious,
right? It's like because any time that there is like an innocent person who's like like maybe this is the guy that did, and they start talking, and they're like, yeah, he didn't do it. We can tell, right? So,
but here's the thing: when you watch those true crime documentaries, what's the thing that all of them are the same? You know what? He was a quiet guy that kind of kept to himself. He never really got into trouble. Blah 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 blah. And then suddenly, it's a slaughterhouse in his basement.
Well, okay. So I remember at one point in time there was a person who got killed in Brandon, right?
Yeah.
And he got and the whole thing was his friends were saying, oh, I don't know what happened. He was such a nice person, he was a family man and everything, but I knew a person who was on site, and it was like, yeah, he was carrying a machete with him. Like, what kind of person carries a machete with them if they're a nice family man, right?
I own a machete, I'll tell you that.
You don't carry it around with you though.
No, it's in the camper and it's the most useless fucking tool I have there.
Right.
And why do I have it? It was to cut branches down, and it's dull as shit.
It's not good for that. Like, okay, so I remember this one guy when I was in school, okay? And this kid scared me. He genuinely really worried me. And, he wanted to hang out. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I don't know you. And I'm kind of like, whatever. And like, so I went over to his house and he showed me the pants, the pair of jeans he was modifying. He had cut, like, made a pocket into the side of the leg. I'm like, why do you have this pocket? So he pulls out of it this saw that saw that he'd cut down to fit into his pant leg. He's like, I don't know, man. Do you think it's caused some damage? And he goes up to his parents' couch and he starts slashing it with this freaking saw.
Okay, so some people have some issues they need to work.
And I was like, whoa, I got to get out of here. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because I don't want to be this couch.
Here's the thing. You know what the weirdest thing is to own? And I know you probably have some because you're Chinese. Swords.
No.
That's a lightsaber.
Yeah.
But the reality is a sword's a weird thing to have. And it's fine to have. They're cool. I like swords. I'm a guy. I like swords. But it's an odd thing to have unless it's a genuine sword from something.
We got to be really serious. It's not a practical weapon.
No, I have a lot of knives that I hunt.
It was never a practical weapon, even in medieval times. It was never a spear was what people used.
If you had the choice of one handheld, one non-firing weapon, what would it be?
It wouldn't be a sword at all. It'd be a spear.
Really?
Yeah, like that was like the weapon throughout history. That until the advent of like rifles and stuff, that was the weapon that killed more people in history.
Well, the Spartans had them. That made sense. You keep the distance.
Every culture had a spear.
It's a fruit knife.
Jesus. I mean, you want to stab people as far away as possible.
Comic-Con trophies. You know what? AC, we're going to get into this. I'm going to jump down this rabbit hole for 2 seconds. I do believe the spear is right. I would use a buck knife because I've been able to dismantle a lot of animals with that.
I agree with you. But I mean, even if you look at historically, a sword was never the primary weapon of battle. It was always almost the weapon of last defense.
That makes sense.
Right?
So it's a fruit knife. Fruit knife would be great if you're fighting a grapefruit. I would suggest something sharp, but maybe you know what you can do. Here's the thing:
things, like
if anybody's a fan of John Wick, you can do a lot with a pencil.
Yeah, I agree. Pencil, John Wick or Batman, right?
Batman would do anything with anything.
The Joker,
and Brandon, rewind Pebbles. What are you talking about in Brandon? Because there's some dirty shit in Brandon. Mace I believe 1,000%. That we have a hole in our system where I believe that my wife should be able to have mace in her purse or a taser. You should be able to have something to defend yourself. I own something called a Burna. AC, you want to look that up? Burna. It's awesome. And I have one and it's 100% legal. And I do own one and it sits in my house. And I have friends that are cops that have one in their home. Yeah. And it shoots a 50 caliber rubber pellet.
No, so here's the thing. I'd be willing to bet, despite with the legalities of it, if somebody really wanted to make an example of you to shut down this weapon as forms of legal defense, they would do it.
The burn has been legal for a long time, and it's designed to hurt like a bitch.
Right.
But Burna, Burnha, Burna, Burna. Or
Byrna. Generally legal to own.
Yeah, but 100% legal in Canada. You just can't carry it.
It says generally legal. Classified as firearm is intended for home defense only. Carrying in public is generally prohibited. Self-defense only. Legal consequences depend on whether the force used was reasonable in the circumstances.
Spell it for AC.
Byrna.
Byrna. I own one. They're lovely.
Yeah. But it is still considered depending on whether the force is reasonable. So if a person is running out of your house and you shoot them in the back, you
don't. But if someone's in your house and you unload that sucker on their ball sack, trust me, they're going to go down.
Well, they might go down.
They're going to get out. And you just pull that thing. It looks like a Glock. You can pull it.
Dragging them back in.
I know a guy that's got
right?
one. He's a cop, and he put like the light that you can mount on the rail of a gun.
Yeah,
he's got that on his with the laser sight. It's like you pull that out, they're not even sticking around.
You know
You
that's
don't
the
have to
thing.
pull the trigger.
It looks like a gun. It acts like a gun. But if somebody comes in and be like, I'm leaving now. Thanks.
Oh, here's the thing. It'll dent 3/4 inch. Softs. No, it's a solid polymer ball. I've got one, and you're welcome to try it if you ever want to.
But the other issue is if they ever decide to change it, the rules.
Well, they didn't change the rules, so it's still legal.
Not yet.
But here's the thing: the
They're
Byrna,
less lethal.
less lethal.
Yeah.
But they're made. Here's the thing: you should have something. You should have something that's designed not to end somebody, but something that you could use to. It stings like a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually. You're right. It is it's basically based on that principle, AC, and it works. That'll dent 3/4 inch plywood from across the yard. It stings like a bitch, and that's the idea.
So they are about $4.50 per unit.
Yep.
Right now, you go to the website Byrna.ca. Right.
I've got this. I've got the SD.
Yeah. So as right now, it's like it's absolutely legal. Whether it will be after this podcast, because we know like everyone watches it, so that's hard to say.
Yeah. It's worth having. It's there. Hopefully, I never have to pull it out, but if I have to, and the nice thing is, Kelsey.
The only time you're going to have to pull it out is when the first guy tries to get your daughter's first boyfriend.
Well, here's the thing. I've got bigger weapons for that.
Yeah, but I mean, like those are the ones where they can say, he pulled a rifle on me or a shotgun on me, or it's like, well, he pulled this burn on me. It's like, well, were you doing something bad in his house? Well, yeah, I was to get handsy with his daughter. Then you should probably get away really quickly.
Oh, you have no idea how fast I'd snap fingers real quick.
Yeah. See this little piggy?
One at a time. So you asked the question, AC, and here are the answers. What professions are most likely to attract sociopaths based on research?
Politics.
That's number 6.
Oh, wow. Well, just
why these jobs? Power dynamics, prestige, low emotional demand, high reward for manipulation.
Yeah.
And structured environments. Trust me, in the industry that I'm in, I believe that people that are in high reward for manipulation, there's probably a lot of sociopaths in the real estate game.
So probably teachers, probably nurses too.
What you've got is, you want to hear from the highest number down to number 1?
We're probably financial planners or some sort of entrepreneurial base.
Number 7 is sales.
Sales, okay.
Charm, persuasion, and the ability to win interactions makes us a natural fit for people who can fake empathy convincingly.
That's fair.
Then politics.
Yeah.
Bankers. Politicians are 6. 5 is bankers and financial roles.
There you go. Yeah.
4 is surgeons.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
High pressure, high status, the need for emotional detachment can make this field attractive for those with low empathy. Media.
Yep.
Yeah. So visibility, influence, and the ability to shape narratives to draw people that crave attention and control.
Media. So does that mean just media or like acting and things as well?
Well, I would say media where you have an audience. So here's where social media can become the problem. When influencers are influencing people, they can influence them to do anything.
Absolutely. There is a saying that, when you get started in the influencer world, you create your audience. But as you get more famous, the audience creates you.
Yeah. So you have to be able to detach yourself from that, right? Like the goal is to have an audience.
Yeah.
The goal is to have people engage with what you're doing.
But that's where it gets dangerous.
You start
losing your audience. Then you start changing, adapting to what pulls an audience.
Yeah, you're right. Luckily, we clearly don't adapt to anything.
If we don't have an audience, so it's wonderful.
The Tide Pod thing.
Yeah,
I'm blown away by somebody that would be dumb enough to eat a Tide Pod.
Okay, do you know the demographics on the general population who eats Tide Pods?
What is it?
Tell me, what do you think?
When it was a thing?
Yes.
I would say people like 16, 17.
2 populations. One was the influencers. The other one was the elderly.
What?
The elderly. Because they looked delicious.
Well, Yeah.
They're senile, and they see this colorful, bite-sized thing. They're gonna bite into it. So they quite literally there were two demographics where like the young influencers and the seniors, but people didn't talk about that.
What the hell is a Tylenol Blue challenge? Have you heard of that?
No.
Hang on. Okay.
Yes, Tylenol can absolutely kill you.
Okay. I want to find that out. The last two were lawyers were number 2, and then CEOs executives were number 1.
100%. I agree with both of those. Yeah.
What the hell is
It's all about power struggles, right? Power struggles, power distancing.
What the hell is the Tylenol Blue challenge?
Is it some sort of toxicity, liver toxicity based on the Tylenol? I don't know.
Hang on, I'm finding it. I'm hoping it's not what I think it is. Is this new, AC? Rumored trend is that teens dare each other to take dangerously high doses of acetaminophen.
Yeah.
To see who can stay hospitalized the longest. Are you shitting?
Actually a thing, is it?
Apparently.
Well, I mean, if it happened once,
well,
I guess that's a thing. But I mean, how much?
I heard of another one.
NyQuil. Remember that back in the day? There was NyQuil.
Well, I heard that there was a Benadryl challenge.
Benadryl challenge.
Yeah. Someone takes way more Benadryl than is expected to trip out and then post the results online. Benadryl, here's the thing. It's hard to have allergies when you're in a coma.
Yes.
And people were taking Benadryl to see how hard they can trip on it.
Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, people used to do whippets when we were young.
Here's the interesting thing. When we go back, and I'm going to pull my Gen X bullshit on you because I grew up there and so did you. I would like everybody, whoever's still sitting in chat, to tell me, where the hell was the Tylenol when you were a kid?
Where was the Tylenol?
Yep.
Not accessible to me.
Right. It was sitting in a medicine cabinet.
Yes. It was high up, unattainable.
Right. So it was in the medicine cabinet. These days, and I think we talked about this a long time ago, I would be willing to bet that if you looked in any purse, you're going to find Advil or Tylenol or something.
100%. Easily.
Right.
Every woman carries all three of them.
Sure.
Midol, Tylenol, and ibuprofen.
Midol on a good day.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Because there was a time when you put up with a little bit of discomfort and you just put up with it for a bit and you got over it. Right?
No.
You didn't instantly have a bottle in your purse or your bag or your gym bag where you take it and suddenly you're fine. So we have over-the-countered the shit out of ourselves.
Yeah.
And the fear of it is not there anymore. Like, I don't, even Kelsey says it's weird because the only time she's seen me take a pain medicine, one was after surgery.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like Tramacet I had, and I used it for a bit, and that was it. And when I tore my bicep off, I took a leave because I couldn't take Advil because my guts would just get torn up.
Yeah.
Yet there's always Advil somewhere around.
Yeah.
So we've learned that makes things better. It's the easy button, where I would rather feel the pain and nurse the pain and baby the pain than numb the pain and make the injury worse.
Well, that's how people are nowadays. I just don't want to feel the pain anymore. But say, how about you stop the pain? Like that's the thing. Like I've never really been one for using a lot of painkillers. Okay.
No.
Quite honestly, like I've never really found painkillers to be that effective. But when we were
it would have to be amazingly bad. Amazingly bad.
And even then I never really took the stuff. But when I was in the Wisconsin Dells 18 years ago, okay.
Yeah.
I had the worst plantar fasciitis I'd ever had in my life. I've never had it before. And I was like, fuck, I can't even operate the pedals on the car because it hurts so much. So I was like, I've got to do something. So I went into a grocery or to a pharmacy down the States. And I was like, okay, let's try some Aleve. So I got American grade Aleve, okay, gel caps, and popped 2 of them. And I was like, an hour later, I'm like, oh, this isn't good. My leg is completely better. And Andrew's just like, what do you mean? I'm like, my foot doesn't hurt at all. Like, this is both awesome and incredibly bad because I could just keep going on causing more damage to it.
Exactly. That's the problem. We're comfortable with more damage. That's the problem.
And
then
then
they wonder why they can't walk when they're
problem
35.
is a huge problem because like I've seen so many clients who have come in and they're like, oh yeah, I've had this problem for like 3 years. What do you do for it? It's like basically I live on painkillers. I'm like, oh, and you just want me to fix it? Like we're dealing with 3 years of damage.
So popping back into the chat here. So you've got the onions apparently worked. Get a cut. Throw crushed what? Yarrow? I'm guessing you meant onion.
I guess.
So ibuprofen and Aleve helped me with my bicep.
Yeah.
Because it hurt like a bastard. So I had to do something. Ibuprofen is Tylenol? Is that what that is?
Ibuprofen? No, that's Advil.
Okay. And that's the one that I believe people take like crazy because it seems to be the safest.
Tylenol is acetaminophen.
Right. Now, when people take it for a headache, and this is where a doctor has told me, he goes, Advil does shit for a headache.
Yes.
Tylenol is what you want for a headache.
Correct. Yes.
You look at ibuprofen for a headache, it's not doing it. That's 100% a placebo effect.
Yes.
And
Advil is an anti-inflammatory.
Right. So take an aspirin for Christ's sake. Remember that?
But there's the problem with a lot of people is right now the current trend is for people to feel that they're filled with inflammation. They've got inflammation everywhere. Yeah. So really, how do you know that? Well, I just feel it. No. You're feeling pain. You're feeling maybe swelling or puffiness, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're dealing with inflammation. There's a lot of things you could be having. So, like I've had people who are taking so much Advil that I'm going like, you're gaining weight on Advil.
Really?
Right? Because they're taking, like 1,700 milligrams every day. Okay. Like that's way too much.
That can make you gain weight.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, because the half-life of I can forget what the half-life of Advil is, but you're not working it out of your system faster than you're putting it in.
Well, why would it make you gain weight?
Very slowly. I mean,
right.
It's not the joke. So, it's like you're putting so much Advil in that eventually, like you're going to have like 2 or 3 grams of Advil just floating around your system because you're putting so much of it into your body.
Right. Now, with me, I drink about 7 of these a day at least.
Great.
Of water.
Right.
I drink a shit pile of water, but I've always been like that. And it drives, I don't understand what a headache feels like because to the best of my memory, I've never had one.
Right.
I've had a hangover.
Yes.
But I've never had a headache.
I've had 3.
Right. But I would assume that's like dehydration of the brain, and that's why you get the headache.
Less than you would think.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
So what causes a headache?
Oh, there's a few things that will cause headaches. It could be referral pain. It could be like tension around the membranes of the brain. It could be inflammatory process. It could be a stroke. A lot of these things. But I mean, like, let's look at North America for a minute, okay? We are quite literally the most hydrated fucking people in the world.
We have more water than anybody. That's quite true.
So how are people living in like Saudi Arabia and stuff, or the desert? They're not walking around with 23 gallons of water on their back and drinking all the time.
Yep.
Right?
AC's got a point with the kidneys and that. Yeah, you're bitching your kidneys by taking that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not very wonderful. So, but like in all seriousness, with North Americans, we're like, oh, we got to have so much water. We have the cleanest, purest water ever in history.
You mean like from the toilet?
Right? You could drink from the toilet. It's still better than anything we've had in history, right? Like seriously,
yeah, we've got more fresh water in this country than any continent
ever in history, right? Ever. And we're like, oh, I gotta stay hydrated. It's the same thing with food. North Americans have all the food, and we're the ones who are most concerned about starving to death.
Dude, how many people have you? Okay, let's just say you're walking through the mall.
Yeah.
Okay, or Walmart. Let's use Walmart as the as the
Sure,
place where
it's a
you're
wonderful
getting
example of people, yes.
How many people are starving that you see at Walmart?
So you see how many, like, who's that guy, the dreadlocks guy, right? He's homeless,
Oh,
right?
Rick?
Yeah, he's a homeless guy. I feel really sorry for him, but he ain't starving.
He's not missing any meals.
No, he's not missing many meals there.
But please explain to me how if you were to walk through Walmart and you saw 100 people there, how
Yeah.
many of them are starving?
Never.
2?
No, not even that much. How many people do you know, right, that you can go up to and be like, you know, you need a cheeseburger,
None.
right? And I mean, I get it. I'm not playing down the potential and the possibility and the reality of eating disorders.
No, I'm not either.
But even that still, if you're talking bulimia and anorexia, that's still different from starvation because you're making choices to do these things.
Right. And we have the ability to you can have sustenance. That's a thing.
Yes.
We have sustenance. You can eat.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if you're telling me that people are starving, and there are some, there's no doubt there are.
I'm sure, but it's really hard when we have the Canadian social net that we have.
We have a gluttonous society, is my point.
Yes, very much so.
And I find it interesting because people are complaining about about Skip the Dishes and all these other delivery apps charging extra money for it. Well, the reason that they're charging you to deliver is because you're too damn lazy to go get it yourself. Yes. It's your laziness that you're paying for. You are paying to sit on your ass and wait for someone to bring it to you.
Who pays another $5 to get a Slurpee?
Dude, you'd be surprised how many people got Slurpees done by Skip the Dishes.
And there's my point, right? It's like this, to me, this makes no sense. I think, like, even today, like nowadays, if we order Domino's, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to drive over and pick it up.
I haven't had a pizza delivered to our house I can't remember the last time. Oh, what do we got here? Hang on. Pebbles is on. I quit coffee 5 years ago. I love coffee just because I love coffee.
Yes. Headaches. Yes. Really? So that's a vascular condition typically. So when you get the headaches, it's because the caffeine is playing with the vascular system. And depends where the headache is, because different areas of the head will indicate what the concern is.
You can finance a Slurpee? Get the shit out of here. What?
It's nice to know you can pay it over 3 months.
A Slurpee.
I know in the States you can. In the States you can finance almost everything. You want to get Taco Bell and you can finance it over 2 weeks or something like that.
What the fuck? Here's the thing. If shitty Mexican food.
Like, talk about bad choices here.
This is life choices at that point. If you are financing shit Mexican food.
I don't like financing anything, but we just do. Klarna, yes. Yeah, and it is up here. Some people are financing the groceries and everything down the States too, which is this a terrible state, right?
There's no doubt that it is more expensive to buy groceries. That's never been more true than it is now. However, I believe that there you go, tuition. Okay. Should tuition be man, if you had straight A's in school and you're going to go to university and you can maintain straight A's through university, which means you applied the shit out of yourself.
Right.
Okay. I would have no problem with someone getting straight A's and getting the hell out of school, not being a career student where all you do is keep on going to school.
Yeah.
If they said, you know what, if you get straight A's and you are applying yourself and you go get work right after in that field, it's free.
Well, okay. So here's the thing when it comes to universities and most accredited colleges, it is heavily funded by the federal government, actually, right?
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, in reality, when we're paying for the courses and the tuition, we're paying a small percentage of it, right?
Yes.
So why are people defaulting so much on student loans and complaining about student loans? It's because a lot of people really do take courses that are not particularly ones that are geared towards having a successful career. Okay?
There's a lot of things you take in school you're never going to use.
Correct.
Like our kids, a great example. Gage is in grade 7. Bo is in grade 5. Gage is in grade 7, so he does not have to take French.
Right.
It's a choice.
Yes.
Bo is taking French until grade 7.
Right.
And I made it very clear. I don't give a shit if you take French.
Right.
I know 0 people in my 49 years, and I know people that have government jobs,
Yeah.
cops, you name it,
Don't
that have
use-
never once used French in their entire existence.
Yes.
So I don't care. Don't fail it until
Because-
you can get out of it.
To be fair, it's not even a really true French anyways, because it's not applicable to what you're going to get in Parisian French anyways.
We don't even use French. It's Quebecois. It's like
Yeah.
the Newfoundland version of English. It's you
Essentially.
talk to people from France.
These
This
are
ain't French.
worse. You ever talk to a Newfie? It's like, geez, at least you can understand them, but the French don't want to hear you talk about it, right?
Right.
So-
I get it. It's an official language, but literally, if someone can tell me that they've used French practically, I'll listen to them. But I don't know anybody who's ever done it. And I know RTP offers.
My son took French immersion for years, and he tried to order at Tim Hortons in Quebec, and he couldn't do it.
Because you're not, yeah, it's not. Again, it's there. I guess there's a lot of bullshit courses that they want you to take that you're never going to use. If you can give me, if you said, I need you to take a bookkeeping course, I'll listen.
Yep.
You should know that.
Yep.
You need a scholarship to pay for school, but the scholarship needs a transcript. And if you don't have access to it because you have a hole in your account, then you pay. Yeah. See, the system is not exactly great.
But I mean, in those situations, you're dealing with bureaucracy more than anything. And there is usually a way to navigate the bureaucracy. It's just never made to be done very easily, right?
No, geography is pretty useless too. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I think you should talk to some Americans because they think they got the geography down pat and they're not even close.
I would say that we, you mean Iceland and Greenland?
Right?
I think
he's after Greenland because he thinks Greenland is like the size of South America.
the menus in Quebec, Tim Hortons are now in French. Well, they can keep them, and I ain't going there.
Yeah.
But I think that when you have there's certain courses that we usually have no need for, and the things that kids should be learning in order to get on with life aren't being taught.
Correct.
Life skills, leadership. Gage is taking leadership, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Leadership is great. Entrepreneurship.
Is that the youth revolution?
What's that?
Is that the youth revolution? Is that what they call it?
Maybe they're calling it that. I don't know.
Because I know at my daughter's school they call it YR, Youth Revolution, and they do a lot of like the planning and the events and the creating things for other kids, like the activities
Right.
and the different planning. So it's actually pretty cool.
Well, a great geography teacher taught me that where cocaine has grown, then he left. Jesus Christ. I only took drama to socialize, and drama's good. Like to be able to speak in front of people, that's the hardest thing to do.
You know, like there's a lot of things that that was my joke. Okay, so I'd have people we'd be fighting about politics and how much they hate Trudeau, which is fair. Okay, and I'd be like, I don't know, I think Trudeau was pretty much a perfect prime minister. And they're like, how could you possibly say that? I'm like, simple, because most of it is all acting anyway. So isn't the drama teacher the ideal politician?
Right? That makes sense.
Just saying, right?
And people hang their hat on politicians. I'll tell you what, for the most part, they don't give half a shit what's going on in your life. They don't.
They don't.
Municipally, I mean, it drives me nuts when I see what's happening in towns and cities. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, okay, I'm also going to say this, okay? Like when it comes down to specific politics of whatever level, okay, people are very geared around what they want for their lives to make their lives easier. However, politicians are more aligned towards taking a look at the greater good, right? For the general population. So while you might feel, well, I need this in my neighborhood, a politician might look at it from a different perspective and go, actually, it's not good for that neighborhood, but it's essential for the entire neighborhood or better for that neighborhood. And that's where the conflicts come, right?
Well, and the thing is, when we look at politicians, and when you look at people in their politics, like my mom's in Texas, right? So
Right.
half the people there are Democrats, half of them are Republicans,
Yes.
and they will die on the hill of whatever they voted for.
And that's the problem. Because now
hard
these
left, hard
people,
right.
I mean, realistically, like a Democratic, Republican, liberal, conservative, NDP, or whatever, everybody wants the same thing. They want the best thing suited for the country, for the people. It's just the means of how they get there is different. Okay. And that's the issue. Because especially down the States, people are now polarized. It's not about being American first. It's about being a Democrat or Republican first.
Right. And here we have the same thing. We have people that are liberal or conservative, and that's the two extremes. Then NDP, which is somewhere, I don't know where the hell that is in the mix.
They're supposed to be the extremes.
Right. So my thing is, here's what I believe. You need to work for a living, period, if you can.
Yes.
Earn your shit and don't bitch that you're not getting enough.
Do something, be productive.
Be productive. Contribute to society. That's number one.
Yes.
Now, would I have voted for Trump?
Right.
Yes.
See, and that's where
however,
there's the thing, because people have said the same thing to me. Who would ever vote for that guy? I'm like, well, I would have a hard time voting for Kamala.
There was my problem. You had a weak side on the other side. I couldn't vote that way. I couldn't have put my vote there. Would I have regretted it now? Yes.
Yes.
This is the difference when people are seeing how the world is changing and what's happening. And although you were hard on the red, you won't just admit maybe this wasn't the best idea.
That's the thing. And I mean, like, let's get very serious. Like I like to think I went into some of the American politics better informed than I should have been, more informed than I would have liked to have been. But I didn't think that it was going to go this way.
No, but here's the thing. Do I think he's a douchebag? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
This is not the same animal that was there 5 years ago. This is
not even close. Like, I personally think, like, him losing last term was the best thing that could have ever happened, because it allowed him to work behind the scenes to... The first year was just testing the waters. The second term was like, okay, these are the implementations, and this is what we can get away with.
Right. No, I think that what's happened is, this is the only good thing that happened. The only good thing that happened with Trump being in office is that the hard left, that voice is gone. Nobody gives a shit about the social justice warriors. Like,
not at all. No.
Okay.
We got more. Like, we don't care about gender ideologies when you have literally economy melting down globally and people going, I can't afford to feed my children.
Right. So you have the far one side that has just sort of lost its vibe.
Yes.
The far right doesn't need to be that far right. And now we're starting to get back to the middle where we should have been, where common sense is coming in.
Yes.
I'll tell you this. Nobody owes me anything, and I owe nobody anything.
Right.
I will do good by people, but I don't owe shit to anybody. If I don't earn it myself, I don't want it. And
that's the thing. A lot of people are wanting, like, I deserve to have a certain lifestyle. I deserve to have these certainties.
Then earn it.
Why? They go get them. It's like, well, I can't. It's hard. It's difficult. I don't know how. It's like, well, then that's your responsibility to step up and actually figure out the process to doing it. I mean, like, you and I are both entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, if we don't earn it, we don't get it.
Right? And how many times do people tell you, what the idea that you have is fucking stupid?
Well, the balls I would have to say, hey, you need to pay for me to, I don't know, go buy my groceries. Say, no, we should be willing to help people. And I'm all for helping people. But for Christ's sakes, you have the ability to get off your ass and go get a job. Go do it.
Well, I mean, there's the thing, like, I can understand that there are times and things that are difficult when people go through struggles. Everyone goes through a certain amount of struggles and some much greater issues than other people have to deal with. And those are the people who genuinely require the certain amount of assistance. And that should be granted. But then all of a sudden we get people going, well, hold on, they're getting something and I didn't get it. I should be getting it too. But do you need it? No, but I should get it anyways. It's like, well, that's not your equity at that point in time. That's just like, that's you getting a piece of the pie that's now equating to a larger amount than the people who truly need it are actually getting.
But that's someone finding a loophole that says, well, I can do this too because I can find the loophole. I'm telling you, you're right. There are people who have actual struggles, actual problems.
Yes.
And they're in a situation where there's no other option. Then for sure help them, for sure. But the person that's sitting on their ass playing fucking Xbox and milking the system, suck a bag of dicks.
So here's a really good example. When COVID was around, and I hate using COVID as an example, but it's one that jumps out at me firsthand. When everyone started getting CERB payments at $2,000 a month, right? Well, like our business was shut down, right? So it's like, fuck, okay, yeah, I'm applying for CERB because we genuinely need it. Okay. So the first month it got CERB. Okay. And the second month, I was like, okay, I'm going to apply for CERB, right? Well, at that point in time, like we started making money again. And I was like, this isn't good.
If
So
people
the
could
third
take it
month,
though.
right? But a third month, I was like, well, I'm not applying for it.
Right.
Yeah, I could have used it. Oh my God, could I ever have used it? But I was like, well, I don't need it. There are people who genuinely do need it. So I'm not going to take it from them.
Exactly. If you don't
And
need it,
even then, I'm not taking it from them. But it's like I don't deserve it. I don't need it. I don't require it. It's not necessary to take it.
there were people that screwed that system so hard. They took what they could and they took loans that they didn't have to pay interest on. And I get it. That's fine.
Yes.
But
yes.
the system was made for that. Equality versus equity. I believe that equality is everybody truly equal. I believe that we're equal as far as our efforts that are applied.
There you go. So there's the thing that I would agree with you as well. We deserve equal opportunity, but not the equal outcomes.
Right. So I could start a clinic like yours tomorrow and fail miserably.
Yes.
Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
And that's not that you get equality, you get the equal opportunity to do these sort of things, but you don't deserve the equal opportunity to have the same amount. So, and
Look
yes,
up
you can look up an image, and the typical image that pops up is, people looking at a baseball diamond, right? Watching the game with the boxes and the fences, and they're watching at different heights, and they're talking about the difference of the equality versus equity, right? And yes, I really agree that there is some validity, but I think also the validity is, why is there a fence to begin with?
There you go.
So then
is there a fence?
You take that barrier away, then you don't have to worry about equality or equity, right?
But hang on a sec. Is there a fence? There's the question.
Yes.
What's the fence?
Depends, right? Because there's a lot of times the fences can, and I will agree, there are different social constructs that can come into play. Okay.
Yep.
It could be generational issues. It could be ethnic or gender or whatever issues that might come into play. But quite often, the biggest fence that there is in the way of having personal success is only the ones that are in our mind, right?
One of the best quotes that I've heard in a long time, and I love it. It's, we need to stop pointing fingers and start pointing thumbs.
Yes, that makes sense, right?
Like, I am the reason for any failures that happen in my life.
Yes.
It's me. It's me. I can change my situation. You can change your job. You can change your career. You can change a lot of things.
Yes.
But I can't blame you because I don't have a job. Bullshit. I can go get a job.
Right. Exactly. I mean, so one of the ones that I really liked, okay, is there's a story that was talking about there was a twin boys, okay?
Sure.
One was very wealthy and very successful. The other one was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay. And they asked both of them, why did you become the person you are? And the wealthy one said, I became very wealthy and successful because I had a father who was an alcoholic who beat me.
Right.
And then he asked the other brother, why did you become an alcoholic? Because my father was an alcoholic and he beat me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's perspective.
And there's a lot of validity. And I really I get it, because a lot of people, we get stuck in our noise because it's a lot easier to be like the self-fulfilling prophecy of I'm a failure, or I can't do these things, because every single one of us goes through those spirals, the death spirals, the internal dialogue that's tearing us apart. And then it freezes you in position. Right. But some people are able to recognize the fact that these dissociate away from these things and go, okay, that's not what I want. I want to pull away. I want to do something more. Right.
Well, and that's also where they look at, and this is the sad part, is our generation were the generation that raised some of the most useless people on the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
So you and I waited to be later in life, right? We had our kids later in life.
Yes.
But we see people at our age that have kids that will not get a job, won't do shit, and blame the world for their struggles, which they have none of.
Yeah.
And it's because a lot of Gen Xers overcompensated for the fact that their parents
were too hard, whatever, right? Or didn't care enough, didn't love them enough. And I completely agree with that, because I get young clients in their early 20s and they come in and they're suffering so much with anxiety. And a quote that I really liked was, kids used to be bored, but now they're anxious.
So explain anxiety to me exactly, because I believe that anxiety is just a shitty reaction to responsibilities.
I think a lot of it is when it comes to anxiety is that for a lot of young people, very specifically, it's the perpetual fear of uncertainty in the future.
That's
Right?
normal.
You
That's
know,
called
that's called normal, and they think that they should be able to have more control over positive situations and positive reactions to the situations that come, but that's not always the case in reality. And like that's kind of the issue for a lot of these people is a lot of kids. And like I had a younger person and a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues, a lot of concerns. You know, can't leave the house. You know, can't get out of bed some days. And I said, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't really give you any advice on this. And they said, yeah, I know, I know. And I said, but I am just a guy talking, and I'm going to tell you this: that whatever is bothering you, whatever you're anxious about, nobody cares.
It's true.
And they looked at me, they're like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Realistically, when it comes down to anything that bothers you, anything, period, if you're not going to be dead or in jail, it's just emotional.
Well, and I wish there'd be we started a therapy course or a therapy program where our answer is grow the fuck up.
Take some radical accountability, right? And take
Grow
some
up.
steps forward.
You're an adult. Pull up your big boy pants and grow the fuck up. I'm sorry.
That's our perpetual joke that we keep talking about, right? When women are saying, not all women, just the women who are like, I'm a strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man. It's like, so you're an adult.
Yeah, you're an adult. You can do your own shit.
Good for you.
It's whatever. Could you imagine if a guy said, I'm a strong, independent man?
I said that to a client once, a female. I was like, I'm a strong, independent man. I don't need a woman. And they just laughed at me. I was like, what? Is that not okay? They're like, no, it's ridiculous. I'm like, I know.
We could do a whole live stream on just that topic right there.
Absolutely. And that's not putting down women at all, because like realistically, like women have it really fucking hard.
Everybody has it hard.
Everyone has it hard, just in their own different ways.
The load that men carry on their shoulders and in their head, I would say that their partners know 5% of what's bashing in their head that they're trying to live with and deal with and navigate.
Yeah.
And that is torture.
Yes.
For guys, but they won't bitch about it. They're not going to start a fucking group for it.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
So the question that like I've had a lot of girls or women and clients and ask is like, why do guys not talk about what bothers them, what scares them, right? And I said, it's because nobody cares and nobody's going to make any difference, and it's not going to change anything if they do tell you about it. And they went, well, that's really depressing. Do you really think that? I'm like, absolutely. Because if a guy comes up and says, I'm really worried about these things, it damages the safety, the security, and the sanctity of the entire household.
Right. So if you say, I'm struggling, I'm hurting, and this is not working for me because I'm crumbling inside.
Yeah.
Suddenly you have broken down the house that you built.
Exactly. Because you're not supposed to be saying those things. And as much as society says, no, we want men to be more open and vulnerable. No, they don't. Like it's a massive ick to a lot of women, because women still look for that strong, independent person, right?
It never works out well when a guy is honest and says, hey, I'm not as strong as you thought I was.
Yes.
Or I've been trying to be, but I'll tell you what, the breaking point happens.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're the piece of shit.
There was a podcast I saw, and this girl's talking about her partner was a mixed martial artist, right?
Sure.
So she was at the fight, watching him fight, and she said his opponent took him down in a shot, lucky shot, took him down, and just got on top and started ground pounding him, right? And her partner just like turtled, covered himself up. And she was like, at that point in time, that was the biggest ick, and it was not a turn on. And she was like, he was not attractive at all. And she was like, oh, I don't think I could be around this.
Because suddenly he was protecting himself.
Because suddenly he wasn't strong and powerful, and he wasn't doing it. He wasn't being that person who is assertive, who is powerful, strong, that strength, right?
Oh, here we go. Hey, read this one, Jay. Just read it because
I've seen some reels come up where men talk about the importance of knowing women's now normal cycle and how to approach conversations. What do you think about this? Is it minimizing us as humans, or is it a tool for communication? I have no idea. I have no thoughts in this right now. But though, do guys actually keep track?
Yeah, we do.
I
we do.
subconsciously, but I think there's nothing creepier than the guy necessarily marking it on their calendars. Right?
Okay. I'll give you the honest opinion from someone who, and we're married. We know there's certain times there's certain days when you just shut the fuck up.
But I mean, okay, so there should but just because there's certain times in a month doesn't mean that people are going to react any different.
No.
So this comes down to communication.
Right. So the importance of knowing a woman's normal cycle and how to approach conversations. I think that should go both ways. I think that when you have a woman in your life and there are hormone spikes and things like that happen, you should be conscious of it. There's no doubt. There's certain times you don't bring up certain shit because it ain't gonna end well. We know that. You can deny it and say, well, you know what, we're fine. Bullshit, you're not. Yeah. And part of knowing who you're with is knowing when and where to talk about certain things.
There's a certain amount of emotional maturity of realizing that if a person comes up and says something freaking nasty to you, that maybe you should take a step back for a second and evaluate, is this actually coming from a place of frustration or a place of genuine concern where they're trying to get something done? So if it's like, why the hell did you not do the dishes? And instead of being immediately reacting to it, be like, hold on here. What does this need? What does this interaction require of me?
Well, but here's the other start. AC, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to please react to this and tell me what you think, because I really want to hear a woman's perspective on this for two shakes. If you were talking about the same thing, this is something you've dealt with since you were probably a preteen.
Yeah.
Right. It's happened every month, for every year, forever. If something has to be brought up that happens to be timed improperly, but it has to be dealt with like right fucking now.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be an excuse for saying, oh, I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, that's absolutely. It shouldn't, it shouldn't be used as a way to emotionally lash out at a person right at that point in time.
No, this is when I say, grow the fuck up, everybody. I don't care what's like. There's a time when you have to say, I don't care what's going on within my psyche that I've dealt with every month since I was a kid or a teenager. It's time to deal with some shit right now. It has to no longer be an excuse.
We also have to look at the fact that quite simply women operate with certain cycles with their hormone system, but
for sure,
but so do guys.
I'm saying I respect it, but just because if the world is saying this has to be dealt with now, deal with it.
I remember when years ago I was dating a girl, and she would get around that time of the month, she would be very upset and irrational, like it was bullyish behavior. It was because she was literally taking it as, I have a certain allowance to be a genuine bitch for 3 to 4 days every month. And I said to her once, how would you like it if every month, every couple days, I was a jerk to you? And she said to me flat out, I'd leave you.
Well, we don't get that grace, right?
Right.
But here's a secret that a lot of ladies don't understand. We have real bad days some days.
Well, absolutely. And guys, so women's hormones will operate on a 28-day lunar cycle. Guys' hormones operate on a 24-hour solar cycle.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So men's hormones, as you know, the testosterone spikes in the morning and drops and then rises again in the evening, right? So how many guys during the midday are kind of a little bit of a downer, right? Whereas first thing in the morning, how many guys are kind of like, hey, let's get it on?
Well, unless you're married, then you never really do that.
You never get it on ever. No, that's not even fashionable. That's so stereotypical. Like and we're gonna say that because that is a joke because guys can't joke about that sort of thing because for some reason it's offensive. But
Offensive? Wait a minute.
Generally, right? So,
How is it offensive?
you know how many times I've made that joke to people I've dated over the years, and it's turned into some sort of turns into creating a big grudge. How it's like, how dare you say that sort of thing? It was like, but it's accurate, isn't it?
Here's the thing, and I'll say this right now. When it comes to that part of a relationship, you've bought a house and I bought a house.
Correct. Yeah.
Did you buy the house because of the toilet?
Absolutely not.
Okay. However, if it wasn't there, it would kind of fucking bug you, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of part of it.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, when it comes down to it, when you're getting married, there's a certain component that's like, hey, this is kind of comes with the whole territory, right?
And why the hell is it a struggle? Like I don't understand that, but it's
honestly I do. Okay.
Really?
Yes, I really do. Okay. Because a lot of it comes from either end insecurities, breakdown of communication, right?
Yeah.
And also power differentials.
If it's used as a weapon, then that's a low blow.
And that's not saying it's women, is because guys do it too, right? Because women will be like they'll potentially withhold or whatever it might be, but guys will be also go into the situation of going to ask when it's the inappropriate time to instill a further anger around the situation to know that they can't get it anyways.
Right, and then what'll happen is guys will stop. It's like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna ask.
I'm not gonna ask. And at that point in time, communication breaks down and you get stonewalled both sides. So you lose all communication.
Man, we could go on a tangent over a couple hours with this, but maybe we'll turn this into another stream where we talk about this part of life.
Well, we should, because it's 11 o'clock and I've got to get to bed because my contacts are dried out to shit.
Okay, guys, you know what? It was great. Sorry about the little technical difficulty we had at the beginning, but thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it on Friday. So
yeah, we were gone for a couple of weeks. We're back. We're gonna get Steve on here because I think that he's an absolute gem.
Yep.
And I'd love to get him on here because he's gone through some stuff, but there's a guy who flipped the whole social media thing on its head. And I am so proud of that guy. So I'm going to hook that up for next week if we can.
That'll be good. Awesome. Have a good
guys.
week.
Have a fantastic weekend. And, careful on the ice.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Cheers. Love you
later.
guys. See ya.